This is Valheim's hardest mod pack, packed full of high-level elementalist bosses, unfathomable amounts of overpowered creatures, and tons of new stuff that we will all be showing today. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the videos. Welcome back, guys, to the modded series. This will be the last thing you guys see of Season 1, and before we get started, I just wanted to thank you guys for the support on the series. The entire series got so much support. It got a lot more of you watching than I thought, and a lot more of you guys were way more positive than I've ever experienced on YouTube, so thank you guys so much for that. Before we get started, I'm currently trying to make it to 2,000 subscribers, and if you could help me get there, that would mean a lot to me. This is just a supercut of all the episodes put together with the intros and outros taken out, so sit back, grab a snack, and I hope you guys enjoy Base Valheim. To start off, the thing you guys are going to notice right away is tons of different types of animals, and each animal being, well, a couple things. Very powerful. None of them have 0 stars, meaning none of them are level 0 or level 1. They all have at least 1 star, and that means that a lot of them are bigger. They may look a little bit different, but also a lot of them have these attributes. They may be quick, or they may be regenerating, or they may be lightning infused, a whole bunch of different things. They can be elemental infused, they can be quick, they can be regenerating, which we'll get into each one of those effects and how it affects us. They can be armored, and they can also be a combination of multiple, as well as having the stars packed on top of it, which can make things like boars and necks in the starter area insanely more difficult and give us a much harder even just start. And as we progress into the game, it does not get easier, it gets much harder. Starting off, the plan was just to build a small starter area and get some weapons. And I also want to mention that my friend Nathan, who organized the mod pack, as well as a few others, will be joining us on and off as we play. Just when they're on, when I'm on, we'll do stuff together. When I'm just on by myself, I'll do stuff solo. That's just how it'll be. But me and Nathan were together for the start of the server, and the other people will be joining us later. So for now, me and Nathan just needed to get a starter shack set up, get a couple weapons, and try and gauge what we're going to be dealing with. Nathan had played this mod pack before and had tested it out a little bit, but to me, this was completely new, and I had to get my bearings. Now, while we were able to set up a decent little shack pretty easily without any problem and get some weapons, it was not long before we started seeing the impact of the mods that we had downloaded and the difficulty of what we had challenged ourselves to.
I got 3 health. I got 3 health. I got 3 health. I got 3 health.
Yeah, I have 4. I got hit by a regenerating boar. Pull out a torch. Pull out a torch.
I don't have a torch right now. Hold on, let me build one.
Hit him again. Hit him again. Oh my god.
Bro is speedy going out.
Nathan, run.
We can go closer to the mountain if you want to see if we can get like.
Yeah, well, we can set up camp for the night here, but yeah, for base we should probably go closer to the mountain and stay on the water.
Yeah. Here, let me just.
Oh my fucking god! Where did you come from?
Break this, get some wood. Little boat, what the fuck is that? It's a new part of the mod.
I'm sorry, does an aggressive deer not attack?
No, because they're a passive creature.
Okay,
so
see, I thought that would make it aggressive. Oh.
That's the only thing. It's they're like all.
We got a 3-star curious boy.
Yeah, Alex, you want to make a little boat? Or a rowing canoe?
I would like to kill this fucker first. Oh, fuck, I just sent my spear. He hits for 22. At this point, I was finally starting to understand what this playthrough was going to be like. We did succeed in building a small shelter and some basic weapons, as well as experimenting with some of the mods that we had downloaded, other than the ones that are affecting the creatures. However, things like Greylings, one of the most insignificant threats in all of Valheim, was actually quite terrifying and dangerous if it spawned with either too many stars, attributes that were difficult to deal with, or in some cases, both. Normally, in Valheim, you try and play smart and not take too many hits during fights, but as you will see in this mod pack, there really is no living through getting hit by most of these creatures, and if you do, you better not mess up again, because you're not living through 2 hits from anything that is from the current progression biome you're in. With this knowledge moving forward, though, we were definitely going to have to try and get some better weapons, maybe even things from further down the line biomes, and so I headed to the Black Forest to see what I could find in there while Nathan started setting up more of our shelter.
Let's see if I can find like a dungeon that's on the outside that I'll go into.
Damn it, I just got died to fucking. I just got stoned.
Holy shit, that rock did 20 damage.
There are so many things! Oh, I'm definitely... There's no way I live through this. Why will nothing attack each other? Okay, so in the series so far, I already had a lot of death under my belt and a few learning experiences. And I was going to have a lot more to come. Many, many more to come. But I had succeeded in my plan, which was to go get core wood from the Black Forest. I did die a few times, but I did get it. Now, why would we need core wood this early in the game? Well, I have a little trick to try and keep us alive, and it involves rolling around some logs. While I'm sure pretty much everybody that plays Valheim knows this, it isn't really in the base Valheim learning guide that you can roll logs into each other, including birch trees, to break them into fine wood before obtaining a bronze axe. And if you also have core wood, that would also allow you to build a fine wood bow. And this would probably be our only chance at killing anything in the meadows or even damaging anything from the Black Forest. And so I made me and Nathan a fine wood bow. I upgraded mine a little bit, and I got us some flame arrows as well as some regular arrows. And while doing that, Nathan explored our surrounding area, got us some food, and just did general preparing for the first boss. After Nathan was done making our food, I was done making our bows, it was time to test our luck with the first boss. Now, why would we be testing our luck? Well, it turns out, as I've already mentioned in the video, that these attributes and star levels don't only apply to regular creatures of Valheim, but they also apply to the bosses. The bosses actually have their own set of attributes that they can have that can make them a lot harder and make them as bosses significantly more terrifying. For example, when Nathan was testing this mod, he got a 4-star bone mass that also happened to be a summoner, and he said that the best weapons that he could get his hands on, he couldn't even visibly see the health bar going down, and it was spawning tons and tons of creatures around him, because as you guys know, bone mass throws creatures, but this one was also summoning stronger creatures to its side to help it fight. And Nathan just had to leave it in his world. There was no way for him to kill it. He had to go find another bone mass spawner and spawn another one, and even that one he couldn't kill. So every time that we spawn a boss in this playthrough, we really have to hope that there's a chance of at least killing it and that we don't get super unlucky with what spawns. And this was really important for the first boss because we had no known location of where we would be able to spawn it at. So if this boss was impossible for us to kill, it would put our progression to a halt in an instant. I thought I just spawned 2 by accident.
Oh, it fucking killed you. Oh, it's gonna summon other stuff.
Oh, they're all base though. That's not... Okay, 1-star summoner with what we have available is not that bad. He is quite big.
Oh no.
He is also still gonna hit like a 1-star Eitr. Oh!
I died.
Did you?
Hmm.
You weren't even fighting
Right
Eitr.
No, I got ganged up on by all of the extra fucking Grey Doors.
I just died to a fucking dark horn boy.
You kidding me?
I have no stam. I got 2 stag breakers.
Really?
Yeah.
You wanna toss me? Oh, I got fucking 3. Jesus.
Did you get a trophy?
Yeah, I got the trophy, and I got 3 antlers.
I also got a trophy.
That's sick.
Okay. But I'll put mine down here. We can take yours back to the house. Okay, so just about 2 hours in, we had just slain the first boss, and we had also died and learned a lot, especially me, because I had never played this mod before. But also, on top of that, we had a small camp set up for now, and little did we know it. I will pull this document up on the screen now, but what we got from the boss was not just regular stag breakers. We actually got a boss drop, which was kind of rare, and it actually was going to help us a lot to keep up with the difficulty of what we were playing. You guys also might have noticed that we got 2 trophies, as well as 5 stag breakers, which is not normal at all in what I thought we were going to get. But what we didn't realize, I guess, going into this is that while having everything be high level is very dangerous and makes the game much harder on the side of combat, the side of harvesting actually gets quite a bit easier. You kill 1 deer and you have enough hide for the first entire starting section of the game because it's a 3-star deer. So while this is one of the most insanely hard mod packs for combat that I have ever played, because you literally can't get hit or you die, it is kind of cool that it's paid back to us in a way of we get pretty much unlimited resources. Not unlimited, but like the resource gathering is so much easier on this, so we can focus more on the combat, more on the progression, and more on the hard stuff, and we get kind of a little bit of a break. So you guys will get to see us use those stag breakers next episode. So far, we have played 2 hours, 20 minutes, and 35 seconds. Now that does include some time of going back to base and messing with a little bit of other stuff, but I'm going to keep track of how long it takes us to do each thing, because normally I can kill Eitr in, I don't know, 5, 10, probably not actually 5 or 10 minutes, but I can definitely kill it in under 20 minutes. You can kill it with campfires, no deaths, pretty easily in base Valheim. So seeing that the first one alone took us over 2 hours is pretty insane, and that will just get more insane as we get into the harder, deeper bosses. Also, next time we'll have some other people joining us, some people who are more new to Valheim, and watching their experiences is kind of funny, so I hope you guys stick around for that. I played this day in a few different sessions, but the first one I started off with a little small solo session where the idea of it was just to get as many resources like hides, as well as search the surrounding area for dungeons and metal so we could start our progression into the Black Forest. Luckily there was a few like 2 or 3 star deer outside the house when I logged on. There wasn't much to worry about as far as food for the day and the hides that I was looking for. I then started to head back towards the Black Forest, and I got one of my many experiences from the early game and from today that would give me a sense of how rough the rest of this playthrough was going to be, especially if me and the boys that were going to be playing with me did not adapt to these mods. Now, if you guys haven't noticed, one of the things that this mod pack adds is a bunch of new creatures that are not in base Valheim to each biome. Some of them being bears, foxes, and mages for each thing. So like if you have Great Orcs, you have Great Orc mages. If you have the skeletons in the swamp, they have skeleton mages. There's a bunch of different mages for each, or there's a different mage for each biome, as well as a bunch of different creatures that are added in from these mods. And you take those things and you combine them with the possibility of them being elemental or being very high level, and these mods can make for some pretty terrifying creatures. On my journey to find a dungeon, I can say it was a success, but it took an entire lap around the mountain near our base to even find a single dungeon. And I ran into so much trouble and so many high level things that could possibly kill me that I pretty much just got to run. I didn't really get to collect much or find any metal in the process. And because I knew the inside of this dungeon was probably not going to be any better, I decided to go ahead and set a spawn point outside and then started exploring the dungeon that I had found. I also found out during this that the stag breaker I had received from our boss fight yesterday wasn't a normal stag breaker, but a very strong lightning variant that you could smash on the ground like a normal stag breaker, but also yield like a two-handed hammer, which is a pretty awesome weapon. And it actually made these skeletons somewhat compatible, as well as the other enemies that I'd find in here, as this thing does a lot of damage, especially in combos, and it kind of helps balance some of these fights that we experience because of these crazy modded creatures. And after a few deaths and a bunch of skeletons, I had found a few cores, which was pretty much what I came for. However, it was not enough to make the full smelting setup, and definitely no extras for portals, which meant when everyone was on later, we would probably have to get a group together and go find another Black Forest. And finally, later that night, we actually had the entire team of everyone we had playing on the server together to play. But I want to introduce you guys to each one of them for just a second, and then we'll get into the absolute chaos of the first night as a full team. So we have me, obviously, who you will be seeing the point of view of, and then we will have Nathan. Nathan is the one who was in our last video. He is the one who put the mod pack together, configured it, and tested it, as well as has the most experience playing Valheim besides me. Then we have Jake. Jake has thousands of hours into survival games and has played Valheim a little bit, but that's not where his strength lies. He's played a lot of other games, and Valheim at this point in time is kind of new for him. His playstyle is a little more on progression and exploration, as well as the combat side of things. Then we have Logan, who is our last team member. Logan, who also has a lot of experience in survival games, but not much into Valheim, has a slightly different playstyle. He plays more building, taming, farming, and PvE side of the game, so you guys will see him around me a lot more because that's what I do, and then Jake and Nathan will be out exploring. But all of that considered, that makes us a pretty good team because we have a bunch of different groups we could go in to accomplish different things that we are all good at. But I do want to remind you guys that Jake and Logan do not have much experience in Valheim in general going into this, and this mod pack is definitely not for beginners in the slightest, so it makes for some pretty insane moments. First, all I had to do was just get them logged in, give them basic sets, and move them into the base by expanding it a little bit, and give them some beds and resources to embark on whatever adventure they would like to start. While I stayed back and started work on getting the base expanded for crafting and storage later in the night. Nathan headed out on foot to find another Black Forest, as we needed more cores to be able to progress at all in any direction. And Jake set out on a small boat in a similar direction but on the seas, and it wasn't long before beginner Jake ran into some trouble.
Like
oh, so
ocean.
that means you finally made it to the... So that's like, every time you hit a new biome, it tells you that that's the first time you've hit it.
Oh.
So you're actually in the ocean now.
Oh my god.
He already got a serpent.
Oh my god.
Am I gonna
Kill
die?
that shit. No, kill it.
Oh, no.
What do I do? What do I do?
You're gonna die.
Jake, you're probably cooked.
Can't believe my boat's gone.
That's what he's. That's.
For 30 seconds. Like dead ass.
Now, we wouldn't know it until later because Jake wasn't looking at the stars or its description of what kind of creature it was, but Jake had just encountered a 2-star aggressive serpent, which means it does not let up on attacking, it does not circle your boat at all, it just keeps hitting you, as well it's 2-star, so it's freaking huge and very powerful. Either way, Jake had a small boat and no weapon to fight it with, so he had just lost his stuff, but me and him recovered quickly. We made 2 more boats and headed out to the Black Forest that Nathan had found to help him set up a better camp and start actually exploring it. After setting up camp, we were able to find some copper and we spent our first night in the Black Forest. Nothing could have prepared Jake and I for how insane this night and the following day was going to be. I would love to show you guys all of it, but it was mostly just the death screen, as I probably died 30 or 40 times within an hour. And after about an hour of dying to the same things over and over, even though we had a camp set up, the insane amount of different high-level enemies coming up to us constantly gave us an insane challenge. At this point in the night, it was just me that was still on. Nathan and Logan had logged off earlier at base, and Jake had died and left his body so he would be able to go get it in the morning. However, I have no sleep schedule, so I went right back to get my stuff after dealing with these deaths over and over, and I opted to run all the way back to base after getting my stuff. However, I had collected some cores and some metal, and I would be able to start some of our very early progression into the Black Forest. When I got back to the base, I put down our first portal of the server with a plan to go back to our camp in the Black Forest later and set up another one out there as well. That way we would have some sort of transportation. After getting my stuff back, I wanted to just chill at the base for a little bit and build it up while the boys were off, so that way we could have a good dedicated crafting and storage area for the beginning of the playthrough tomorrow. And after setting up the base for a little bit, I did ultimately go back and set up the portal near our other camp, so that way we would have easier access to the Black Forest tomorrow for whoever was on tomorrow. And then, because Jake is still learning the ropes at this point for Valheim, and especially learning with the mods, I decided to go back and get his kit for him. That way he would be able to log back on in the morning with a fresh start and not get absolutely infuriated by the mess that the Black Forest is in this mod pack. After getting Jake's kit back to base and getting the base set up, I set out to get copper, start building the other crafting stations in our area, specifically the Fletcher table, which is a modded one for bows, and the basic forge, so we could get all of the weapons that we wanted together, and everyone else could get theirs when they got on tomorrow. The rest of the day just consisted of making the base bigger and stockpiling as many resources as we could. That way when everyone got on tomorrow, we could make whatever weapons we wanted, go on whatever adventures we wanted, and start to try and actually explore the world a little bit without fear of absolutely everything. On top of that, we would also start preparing for Elder after we found it, which we are going to have to wait for till another day, because that is going to be it for this episode. A little bit more of a chill episode today, but I feel like I got to show off some of the early chaos of the mod. Next time we will get plenty more Black Forest exposure, as well as some exploration and preparation for the Elder, so stick around for that. And as for today, please let me know if you guys are enjoying this series, if you have any thoughts on it, and definitely let me know if you try out the mod pack and let me know what you think of it. It will be, all of the mods listed will be down in the description below, and if you want the code to use it on the mod manager, I can totally send it to you. It just likes to refresh and not work after a short amount of time. Anyway, I started off today by getting absolutely harassed by Meadows creatures, which was a pretty good way to start today because it started me off humble. After retrieving my stuff, I met up with Nathan to explore some dungeons together, get some more cores and other general loot. That way we would have stuff to make portals later in the playthrough, or later even today when we needed them. After we were done getting more cores, I needed to get as much copper as possible because everyone else was going to be getting on soon, and I wanted all of us to be able to start and pick our modded armor sets, which I'll explain in a little bit, start making weapons, and get any general things that we needed for progression. So I enlisted the help of a troll to help me, as they are much faster than my pickaxe. And after getting a bit of copper, I was able to head back to base, make a small bit of bronze, and build our armory. Now, the armory is an amazing part of our mod pack, so let me show you how it works. The armory uses the base Valheim armor sets like troll hide and the iron sets, bronze sets, anything that you guys can think of that's in base Valheim. It uses those as the base armor sets, but it turns them into role specific armor that looks a little bit cooler, has more specific functions for what you may enjoy or use it for, and allows you to make your experience more customizable while upgrading your armor set through each biome rather than making a new one each time. I will get into which one myself as well as the others chose, but for now I needed to build a better cooking area as we now have 4 people, and just as I was done doing that, Jake logged on, which if you remember from yesterday is one of our newer teammates, and I saw it fitting that because I needed more copper to get working on our armor sets and everything else we might need, I could bring him with me and show him how to use the troll to mine copper, as I hadn't killed the one from earlier yet. Jake also wanted to learn how to use dodge rolling into enemies to stop them from hitting you. While it's a pretty advanced thing that even I don't really use that much, Nathan was using it a lot and he was seeing it and he wanted to learn how to do it. So we took him over to that same troll. He actually did better than I expected and better than I even normally do rolling at things to keep them from hitting you, and it was safe to say that this learning experience was a success as he killed it with no effort and did not even die. However, it wasn't only a success because of Jake learning how to do a few things and learn how to use the game to his advantage, but I was also the only one planning on using the troll hide armor as the base for my modded armor, which means I had the hide for everything I needed in the set. And while that might seem a little odd to get from one troll, keep in mind we are always fighting creatures that have levels, which make the resource side of things a little easier on us. On the way back to use the troll hide, I had one of my most annoying experiences so far, but I wanted to give you guys just a little feeling of what the mod pack feels like and not just our positive sides. While the creature level and size are significantly increased, which you might have noticed, you might have also noticed that the speed of creatures is also increased. This also changes how fast they swim. I tried to leave with my boat, which this is a small boat from a mod pack that is quite small. It's from a mod called Odin Boats, but I backed up pretty much all the way back to base, which was actually like 20 minutes of boating. But every single time that I tried to turn around, they would do quite a significant amount of damage to my boat, and I could not turn around and go forward. They just kept absolutely assaulting me, so I just backed all the way back to base, and they followed me very far. But even if it was annoying, I did get back to base safely, which is about all you can ask for with this pack. I was also able to craft up my basic troll hide armor, except the cape, but the cape isn't necessary for the modded set anyways, so it wasn't too important for the time being. However, I did want to upgrade my armor set to the modded variant, which we'll talk about in a minute, but I was going to need a different modded item called troll bones. Now these just come from trolls, but you don't normally get them in base Valheim. And I also would have used the ones from earlier from the troll that Jake killed, but Jake wanted to use them for a troll bone bow, another modded weapon, and it was his kill, not mine, so I went out to get my own, and after retrieving some, I could finally take a look at my modded armor set, the Assassin set. The way these armor sets work is, like I said, you can pick any armor set of the game as a base one and upgrade it to a different set that is a modded one. Each set adds support for a certain weapon type. In my case, that is the Assassin's armor gives you more knife skill when using it, and the knife skill goes up for the higher tier of Assassin's armor that you have. And you could upgrade your armor to match the power, resources, and look of each biome, meaning rather than when you go to the swamp you make the iron set, when you go to the black forest you make the bronze set or the troll hide set, you can just keep upgrading the same set that you have to match that biome, and you can pick a look that you like and keep the look for the whole game. So I kind of like the little assassin look that this one has. I could keep that for the whole game, but you guys will see more of what the upgrades look like as we get further into the series and as we progress with it. But with these troll bones and hide, I now had my assassin set, a black version of the troll hide, and I just needed a knife to go with it. And Jake happened to know where I could get some chitin for an abyssal razor, which would put us a little bit ahead on damage compared to the stuff that we were fighting and would give us some chance against the modded creatures. But I knew from Jake's last experience out here yesterday that we may run into some trouble. So we both loaded onto a boat and he directed me out into the ocean towards his death marker from the previous day, where we knew danger may be lurking, but we knew we also had to go to get chitin.
They stay in the same spots, and then as soon as you use it, they're gone forever.
Yeah.
There's a serpent.
There is serpent. Holy shit! Get on the island.
Don't start mining the island.
Why is he still here?
I don't know, but if we don't mine the island, we can fight him from it.
Yeah, and we can both hit him really hard right away. If it doesn't see us. Should I get off?
Yeah. Okay, let's
That sounds
not
not
mine.
really
Where's the
right.
serpent? Where is he?
He's out there, dude. I saw him spawn in.
I know,
He
I
was
saw him
so
too.
big. And as we waited into the night, the serpent approached, and we fought it from the island. This thing was absolutely huge. And had we been on a boat, we would have had no chance, seeing it was a 2-star with an aggressive buff. However, it got to its last bit of health and started running, so we had to take a chance and chase it if we wanted that serpent meat and anything else that might drop. Nice. No, that did. I heard it.
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, it's right there.
You killed him!
Let's go, Alex. Let's fucking go.
Dude, look at the meat!
Look at how much shit there is.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the
It
auto
is. With a long fight over and a ton of serpent meat, we could go back, grab the chitin that we came for, as well as retrieve Jake's body from yesterday, all while knowing that we had just avenged his previous loss from yesterday when that serpent attacked his boat. On our way back, Nathan was watching us stream in Discord and caught something that we didn't see, and there was no way we were prepared.
Oh, look to the left, Jake. Look to the left.
That's okay, it's daytime.
Back, farther back, farther back.
Oh, serpent!
Yeah, that's what I thought I saw one. Yeah.
Curious.
That scared me.
We got one more hit left before he kills our boat, I think.
Yeah, you need to fucking dip. Do
Jake
not
just
hit
shot
the
the boat.
I'm gonna grab that boat.
No, the serpent's gonna kill us.
Oh. Crap.
Damn it, I made it to land, and then he killed me. While we knew we were going to be facing a serpent on the way to get chitin, we never expected two, and those curious buff creatures can sense you from much further away than the regular ones, meaning we had no chance of sneaking past the serpent. That thing could probably smell us from render distance. Luckily, we had both died extremely closely to land and were able to just go get our stuff back, and then I could come back and build my abyssal razor and start working on the base again for a bit, while Jake and Logan started their personal building projects and Nathan headed out for the night. After building it for a while, I decided to get even more copper, and luckily for me, I had found another troll, which meant that I could use it to help me get copper and also use its hide and bones to upgrade my armor set later. At about this point in time, Jake was finally finishing up a community storage area he had decided on building, and for his first build, it looked actually amazing. He did spend a ton of time on it, testing out a whole bunch of different techniques, looking at a couple different videos, but he did build a really cool storage area that would serve us far into the playthrough. And on the other hand, Logan had also started work on a huge frame house, but he did not finish it at the current time, so we will have to come back and check in on his progress later, but for now, it looked like a great start for a sick build, and I could finally see this little starter base, our little starter village that we wanted to see, begin to branch out into the small community village that we all wanted it to grow into for the duration of the server. I spent the rest of our night showing Jake and Logan some builds from my old worlds to show them how big some of these bases can get, and if you put your mind to it, you can build literally anything you want as big as you want and make it as great as you want or as detailed as you want. As I wanted them to have inspiration to build a giant community village that we would be able to look back on, have memories on, and just make a great series in. Now, I also forgot to say this last episode, but at this moment in time, at the end of this episode, which is right now, we are currently at 11 hours and 48 minutes of playtime on this playthrough, which is insane because we have not even killed Elder yet, which would normally take me, and especially me and Nathan, about an hour max. Today was great though. We did get some real progress, as well as we started to test some of the modded armor out, and some of them, like Jake, started to test out some of the modded weapons. Next episode though, I promise you that we will actually get to use these because we will finally be taking on the Elder, and I will tell you, it did not go nearly as smoothly as the first boss fight, but it was much more entertaining. Today, we started off with a boss fight, but not the Elder. Jake wanted to make a few extra pickaxes as we only had 3 for the 4 of us, and so we would need to get more if we wanted everyone to be able to contribute. And after a quick little boss fight, I realized that I had a message from Nathan saying that he had made a portal to the Elder. Before we get into that, I want to thank you guys for the support on the series so far. It's been amazing. You guys seem to really be enjoying it. If you guys want the mod code or any of the mods that'll be in the description, the mod code you will have to put a comment for because I can't leave it in the description because it decays too quickly. But if you guys are enjoying the series, please make sure to like and subscribe. I'm trying to make it to 2,000 subscribers, and if you guys can help me get there, that would mean a lot to me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy. So as I said, I had a message from Nathan that said he had made a portal to the Elder this morning before any of us were on, meaning that we could head over there, explore the area, and begin to set up for the Elder. Around the Elder, I found one of the funniest looking things this mod pack has created so far. This is a 5-star skeleton that was so big that his sword was almost the length of the trees around him. At the end of this black forest, I stumbled upon a plains, which is extremely far outside of our current progression, and it also had a sealed tower, which is even further outside of our progression. It was especially far outside of our progression, seeing as how we hadn't even killed the Elder yet, but I would be able to use it for something. I was able to find a 1-star troll as well as a 3-star troll in the black forest right next to the plains, and rather than me wasting my resources to kill them, I lured them out into the plains and got them killed by death skeetos and fuelings, and as well as getting a lot more troll hide and bones, I was also able to pick up some needles and cloudberries while I was here that I would not have been able to get otherwise for quite a long time. I also decided to leave a portal over here, just in case we needed to access the plains or needed to get anything from over here in the future. I then headed back to base to make sure everyone had an acceptable bow, an amount of arrows, and that everyone was prepared for the Elder fight. In this case, we were going to use bone arrows, which is our strongest accessible ones at the time. I will be using a finewood bow, Logan will be using a finewood bow, and Jake will be using a troll bone bow, a modded bow from last episode. And while I was doing that, Jake and Logan prepared food and other resources, and in almost no time time we were finally ready to sit together to make final preparations for the Elder. After getting our rested buff, eating our food, and checking everything over for one last time, we decided to finally start. Please don't give us a bad one.
What do you mean spawn?
Like which one spawns? Like what its power is and how many stars it has.
Oh.
This motherfucker spawned right on me.
It's a 2-star with a summoner, but that's not. It's spawning Great Orc Brutes. Actually, I don't know if that's what it spawned. Okay, you guys know how to do this fight?
Oh no, I'm in the fucking roots!
Stay behind the pillars, yeah, and don't get hit by the roots.
That's a whole lot of roots.
Yeah.
Ow.
The hitbox is so funky.
Yeah. Logan, what the fuck are you fighting?
I don't know!
Logan's gonna die to this.
I died.
Logan's fighting something else.
Oh shit.
These motherfuckers don't take damage, I swear.
I'm about to die too.
Oh shit.
I'm good. I'm back on a pillar. I just need to heal. I went to a rock and he destroyed that rock because I wasn't getting hit markers.
Oh, in the game?
Yes.
Okay. I'm excited.
Is
Then.
the water not okay? This elder mage fucking hurt.
I may not end up getting to my stuff. That is a fact.
Oh no, I think I'm gonna die. I might run close for the portal. I have so many.
Be
fucking-
careful running by portal.
I have to kite them away, bro. There's
Yeah.
so many.
Actual Elder's not that hard.
No, dude, there's just so many summons.
I know. And after about 30 minutes of spending way too much time on summons to really even damage the Elder apart from the first chunk of health that we had taken off, me and Jake cleared as much stuff away as possible while Logan kept damaging it just to make sure it wouldn't heal. During this, I realized that we could have one person keep the attention of all of the summons as well as the Elder while the other two focused on damage from afar. We started getting damage in a lot faster, but this is the first boss fight where we could really see the impact of the mods that we had in this pack on the boss fight. We actually had to come up with a new strategy to fight it rather than what you would just normally do in Valheim, which was kind of the purpose of doing the mod pack. And while I did die right at the end, they were able to avenge me and complete it for us, meaning that we now were able to start our progression into the swamp whenever we wanted as we had our swamp keys. And just a side note, when I got back to base, I was also able to build a ship table for our modded ships, which I won't build now, but they will come into play very soon, so I wanted to note that it is its own crafting thing right now. But if we really wanted to start our progression into the swamp, we were going to have to find one, as we had no clue of where one could possibly be. But for now, we just decided to head back to the plains and run across it and see what we could find on the other side, maybe a swamp or something else that would be useful to us. And lucky for us, there was a swamp on the other side, so we were able to put up a portal, clear the surrounding area of enemies and other things, and start our descent into the swamp. And this swamp was full of a lot of scary and very overpowered creatures, modded and vanilla alike. Absolutely huge things that were very fast and things that did a lot of damage, as well as a bunch of unfamiliar things I hadn't seen. Not even just enemies, a lot of I saw glowing mushrooms and stuff that I hadn't seen before, so just a lot of new stuff to look at. Luckily for us though, we were very quickly able to find our way to a swamp crypt where, even though we had died a few times inside of it, we were able to find our first iron and start our actual swamp progression. And after obtaining that first iron, the first order of business was to make a stone cutter, because I do not like building out of wood, I like building out of stone. And we had one for the main base, as well as Logan also wanted one for his base while he was building it, as that allows us to both make stone structures and get a more upgraded forge. After making the stone cutters though, we still had a bunch of iron left, and it was enough to make Jake an iron pickaxe so he could go continue to get more, and for me to upgrade one piece of my own armor set to the swamp variant of the assassin's armor, which would allow me to run around the swamp slightly more safe and find more crypts for us to continue on. And newly equipped, that's exactly what we did. Jake started to mine and I started to find as many as I could and unlock them, and we were able to find a lot more iron, but we were also able to find the bone mass spawner on our second crypt, which sets things up greatly for when we are geared enough to start thinking about that. But that also meant we had the location of another swamp when we exhausted this one's resources. Something kind of cool about this pack is the dungeons do respawn after quite a while, so you can can keep farming them from the same swamps, but you do have to wait a while and come back later. You also kind of lose the ability to use the empty ones as a safe place or a place that you can run to, as you don't really know if they're empty unless you've just cleared them. After exploring the swamp for quite a while, I had ran into a whole bunch of new resources and stuff that we'll probably just get to them as we use them, but I had ran into one modded enemy specifically that single-handedly made me significantly more scared of the swamp than I already was. How strong are the skeletal mages?
Very.
Holy shit, they summon a meteor shower! And that alone made me decide to stop pushing my luck in the swamp for a bit. I mean, we killed the boss today, got some iron, found bone mass, upgraded our armor, got our pickaxes, and set up the ability to build stone structures, which is a pretty successful day, and that's exactly what I started doing. At the end of this day, I started building with our stone cutter, and our day is going to actually come to an end here, where we will pick up some modded building stuff, which there is a lot of cool stuff we can build within this mod pack, as well as more swamp progression next episode, so stick around for that and see where that takes us. We are doing something pretty cool today and decently modded that we have not done yet much in the series, which is building. We have a little basic base, but we haven't actually gone out to make anything for ourselves yet, and Jake and Logan have started on their own thing as well as Nathan has, so I figured it was time for me to start building something. Now, we have a few different building mods as well as other mods that have some pretty cool building pieces that I will show you guys as we start to use them. But before I start building something, I wanted to help Logan out with his base for a little bit. For those of you who don't know or may be new to the series, Logan is a bit newer to Valheim, but he has started to settle into the mods and the base gameplay at this point in the playthrough, at least a little bit. However, he had taken on quite a challenge for any builder, which was building a extremely tall house on the water with no stone structures at the time of starting it. So I need to help him stabilize his build a little bit, as well as give him some tips and check out his progress before moving on to my own ideas. And it was pretty simple. With some stone and some core wood, he was able to continue his big A-frame house, and it was now my time to let him keep building, show him the stuff that I had, and let him have a chill night and build for a bit while I check out some of the really cool modded building pieces and start to look at my vision for what I want to build. Now, my vision at this point in time is to build a giant port and dock combo, as well as a main base area all in one, which might take a while. However, I had an idea for the basic part of the docks and kind of a pier thing, so I wanted to start to do that before I focused too much on getting the entire thing done. First, what I had to do to get this ready was I had to raise up the ground where I needed it, as this was going to be right on the water, and I needed a straight line across the land. Kind of needed to decide a general length and width of the dock, or at least how much space it was going to take up for the time being, and I also needed to clear all the rocks in the area, both for stone to build out of, but also just to clear my building room. I was also then going to use these giant floors, which are some of the first modded build pieces of many that we're going to use today, to build a solid foundation for the docks. After getting a solid foundation down for the port, it was time to add something that, while simple, adds a lot of character in actually making it a port. This giant crane gave a big aesthetic upgrade to the little stone slab I had, and while there was still an insane amount of stuff to do, this looked pretty cool, and I was very happy to be finally using some of the modded build pieces. I then spent a good bit of time repeating quite a vicious cycle of mining away rocks on the shore, raising up the ground, and then placing very large stone floors to get an idea of how big I wanted the docks and the port, at least for now. And after about an hour, I was where I was okay with starting. There was finally a floor that was a starter size for me to work with, and a nice little crane on the side for a little bit of aesthetic value, but I could still add a lot more. I started looking at other modded building pieces to see what I could add, and the first thing I found was a big piece of stone like the one that I have to make the floor, but it's one with a bit more texture. Now, something to note about this piece is it is a lot harder to place things on, something like a workbench or a forge, but it makes it look a little bit more realistic and natural, or whatever you'd like to call it. No matter what you'd like to call it though, I really liked it, and I decided to randomly add patches of it across the floor to give the stone slab a bit more character. After this, I decided that what I had built was not quite enough, so I expanded the dock a little bit bigger, which you will see me do a bunch of times throughout the episode. After extending the dock some more, I decided to make the first little offshoot and use a modded fishing dock that was really cool, even though I didn't quite know how to use it yet. But after about 30 minutes of trying to figure out how to use it, I finally realized that if you put coins in this little pouch, an NPC will start fishing for you, and in return, you will get fish for the coins that you put in this little sack, which means that we have some source of automated food, which is pretty cool, and also adds some decoration and life to the village and the docks, as well as the port. And after finally figuring out how this little fishing dock worked, I wanted to actually start to build it from a platform into a full dock. And after finishing the basic structure of the first dock, obviously we'll decorate it later and add more stuff as we need it, I went over to Logan's base because he had spent the whole night building the space and learning about the structural support and the other building challenges that he had imposed on himself by building on the water. But it actually looked pretty good, and after all night, he had gotten an entire base built except for one ceiling, as well as the base didn't have very good support if he went to expand it in the future. So I decided to go over there for him, add a bit more support around the bottom, fix the last ceiling that he could not get to stay, and that way when he logged on in the morning, he wouldn't be instantly confronted with frustrating challenges and he could enjoy the beginning of his Valheim day. And then I got off for the night. But the next day, I was on before everyone else, and I started going to get some extra iron so I could smelt it while I was building and start messing around with some of the other modded building pieces for the port. First, I started messing around with these big arches and big walls, as well as these really sick core-based lanterns that I could use to light up the port with no fuel. From there, I started progressing to the walls of the port, as well as getting a second dock and giving some life and little decorations along the way. This was a much harder dock though. Unlike the other one that had a big raised stone floor, this one had pillars that were raised from the sea with a hoe with core wood on top, and then above that was the actual dock, and then above that I was going to build a ceiling later, which makes it fairly hard to build, and it kept getting harder the further out I went. As I was waiting for everyone else to get on, I spent a bunch of time on details, gathering some more resources to stockpile that we could use later, and building some sick drawbridges across from the first dock to the second one, allowing us to have a little closable gate for the boats. And after completing the drawbridge, I once again took a little break from playing, but came back. I got even more iron to build up our stockpile, and then moved the shipbuilding table out to our newly built dock so I could actually start looking at the modded boats, which we really have not looked at in this series other than the very tiny. After spending about 30 minutes using some iron to build nails and making modded resources like sail canvas for the boats to build our first modded ships, which would again be a pretty cool upgrade to the port, just like the crane.
Yeah, built the biggest one and then built the Taurus one next.
Okay.
Because the Taurus one is like the fucking one with the ballista right on the front.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Did you build it?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I can see the mast from over here. Holy shit.
Dude. Holy crap.
We can make the ammo for this already.
Yeah, oh my god, it has the ballistas on the front.
And then if we want to set it to like only attack Great Dwarfs, we just put a Great Dwarf trophy on here.
Oh, that's so... target everything. That's so awesome. Okay. People can sit on the stools. Alrighty. For now, this is going to stay at the end of the thing. Because I think if I try and back it into this one, I'm going to get it stuck. I think it can go in... if I build another one out here, I think it'll fit in that one, though. Now, as I mentioned, I might not really be able to fit this new boat into our current dock because it was too close to the land and I did not to get it stuck. So I just decided to build out another dock and even out the port a little bit on each side, which when the base of it was done and I started to actually look at the port, it was actually starting to look really cool, and it was safe to say the entrance to what would be our little village in the future is actually starting to look a lot better than when this video started. Lastly, for the night, I finished up some small details and chatted with the boys about the next boss fight as it's coming up soon, assuming that we can get everything prepared in time. We also decided to make some plans for what the village would look like, where everybody's houses would be, what other things we might need, what things we might need for the bosses, and also just kind of what we wanted to build and what we wanted to do with the area that we were building in. But that is all going to have to wait until next episode or further into the series. A few things to wrap up from last episode and prepare before we do. First, we need to finish the docks for the port. After last episode, the docks were almost done, but they do need some more detail and some ramps into the water so that we could get out easier, and as well as we just needed some more decoration and things like the cartography table that would also make it look good, as well as make the docks a little bit more functional, and just kind of finished up what we started yesterday. After getting the dock a bit more cleaned up and usable, Nathan informed me that he had just made a portal over to the bone mass spawner, and he also found 2 of the traders over there as well, so I headed over there to explore with him for a bit, where we found some more crypts for iron, visited the bog witch for some cooking goods, and while exploring the surrounding area to plan out the bone mass fight and to start getting the setup ready, we spent a bit of time in the plains that was nearby, where I was luckily able to register Yagloth's map location, setting us up for a boss fight far in the future. After getting back from lots of death in the plains and swamp, I finally made it back to my base with my stuff, which took a lot longer than I'd like to admit. I started demolishing the old base and reorganizing a couple things and kind of just planning how to make it so that after we finished bone mass, I could start to actually build a bit more of the main entrance to the port and start to actually turn it into our base. I also used a bunch of the wood that I got from demolishing things to add a bunch more support and decoration of the docks, as they're still looking a little bit boring. And after finishing up some more decoration on the dock, Logan told me and Jake that it was time to come check out his completed base, which he had been working on for pretty much most of the series. And for his first build, it actually looked insanely good, and even though he had a lot more plans for his base, this was really sick, and all of us could tell that he put a ton of time and effort into it, and it just added even more to our little village that would soon erupt into a massive sea city. But aside from that, all of our building was pretty much done, and it was time to start actually prepping for bone mass and making a plan for how we were going to do it. The first thing to actually start preparing for bone mass, apart from anything that we have already done for progression, was to get a lot more iron. Now, I'm normally used to playing solo, as a lot of people are, and while having friends with you makes the journey infinitely better, it can make things like iron a lot more tedious because you have to get it for so many more people. So we all spent a few hours gathering iron and a bunch of other resources to make anything that any of us may each want or need for bone mass. After getting everything ready, we needed to make an actual plan and try and prepare for all of the possibilities that could come from this bone mass, which we may face because of the mods that we have installed. And if we got one with high stars or a bad effect for us, we needed to have a backup plan to ensure that we could still take it down, or at least have a safe place to regroup so that we wouldn't lose our stuff. We thought of everything from the conventional iron mace to bringing over a 3-star fueling berserker that we found. But the final idea that we settled on was to build a treehouse and use arrows, which, while it seems a little boring and very ineffective and slow because arrows do pierce, which bone mass doesn't take, we had actually seen that our modded bone arrows did blunt damage, which is what bone mass is weak to, giving us a pretty good chance to kill it. But that also gives us a chance to be high up in case something goes wrong or in case something unexpected happens, to give us a chance to safely regroup and figure out a new plan. And with everything prepared, it was time to make the sacrifice and see what we had to deal with. And with everything trying to break our treehouse and way too many mobs on the ground level, I went in naked with the offer to the altar to test our luck.
Oh, please be a good spawn. Please be a good spawn. Is there two?
Bone Mass the Twin.
No?
There's two! It's spawned!
This fucking sucks.
One. We only have
Yeah, we only have to kill one. We can leave the swamp forever.
Yeah, this is good. Logan, shoot the one on the right. On the right. Get over here and help me. Hurry the fuck up.
No, wait, we didn't tell you you're solo in this?
I'm getting attacked.
Good.
We just need to laser him.
Is attacking the tree under us.
That's fine. That's because there's
Damage done.
shit under us.
I can't wait to never be back here again.
We're shooting the left one, right?
It doesn't matter. But there's health to the main.
Oh.
Alright. What you guys doing?
That
Please
would
don't
make
push
it
me off.
A lot more difficult though.
I promise.
Oh!
But you did throw up, and I don't appreciate that.
Yeah, we get some fucking stamina.
Should I activate mine too?
No, we'll all have it.
Doesn't stack.
If I activate it, we all get it.
Oh, yeah.
And the fight that we had been the most nervous for, had prepared the most for, and by far the worst biome that we had experienced in this entire playthrough by far, was actually not too bad. The bone arrows that we had did blunt damage, which is not in vanilla, but it does give us a great advantage to where we can kill it from range. We got pretty lucky with the spawn, and it did not go badly at all, aside from a few mobs attacking our treehouse throughout it. I will say the swamp was extremely hard and probably one of the shortest in the actual playthrough, but that's because it was just death. And while we will need iron for the rest of the game, we will not be coming back here for a while because this biome absolutely destroyed all of us. When I say the swamp was hard, I want you guys to know that I clocked by myself almost 300 deaths from landing in the swamp to killing bone mass. And we only played it for 2 real-life days, so that was kind of screwed up. But it's all because of the mod, and that's why it's fun and difficult. And I know you guys didn't see most of those because, well, just death isn't very entertaining, especially when you die to the same things over and over. But like I said, the swamp truly destroyed us, and we knew that there was no way that the mountains could be worse, right? Put this one and go put it back at the
Let us, Logan, don't go down. Unless you really want to, but it's not the best idea. Hold on, Alex. I'm gonna go get a ship for another portal.
Alright, bone mass trophy. Wait.
I think we got the weapon.
Really?
Maybe I learned the recipe of the weapon. We might not have gotten it. Stop it. Oh, I could have taken the portal with me. I'm dumb.
Oh, what the fuck? There's skeletons up here.
In the treehouse?
Yeah.
That's probably from his summoning thing, the throwing summoning thing.
One dead.
I think the bigger problem is the skeleton that shoots fireballs from the sky.
Still dead.
Yep, that one would be a problem.
Alex?
Yes.
You okay?
No. Logan, this is what we've been doing the entire time. It's been this.
Alex, I'm gonna throw
That's
you
a lot.
Check. Oh, that's a big
I have-
skeleton.
I have shit for a portal.
I just...
I'm coming down.
You can just drop it to me, too.
Okay.
I have a bed here, so... If I die, I'll spawn here, I think. Let me know when it's dropped.
Logan, did you grab that?
Grab what?
Cores and the wood and the eyes?
I got a great ore of eye, wood, and bones.
Fine
That's
wood.
good.
Oh, wait.
Alex.
Yeah.
The cores are under you on the, or under the tree on the ground. Everything's under the tree on the ground.
I'm coming.
Holy shit. I just fell off.
You lived!
That's crazy. I don't know how I live.
I got the
Tried to
stuff.
log and I failed.
You tried to log?
Yeah. Let me get on top of this dungeon over here.
I'm going back to our other dune gun.
Holy
Jake,
shit.
Jake, you know what will make you really sad?
What?
We will have to come back here eventually.
For what?
The plains metal it's half black metal and half iron. After trying to deal with how to get back with our stuff, picking up all the bone mass stuff and actually killing bone mass, we spent the rest of the night doing some more building and discussing what we wanted to do in the mountains first, plans for the base and how we wanted to build it, and a bunch of other fun little plans for the future that you guys will get to see all of as the series progresses. As well as we actually started to plan modded boats for each of us. I already have mine obviously built, but we wanted to extend it to where Logan and Jake could get their own as well, and that is all stuff that you guys will see very soon, but it's going to have to wait until another day. We are back for Valheim's hardest mod pack. Thank you guys so much for the support on the series, and I hope you enjoy. Last episode, we killed bone mass, so it is time to start preparing for the mountains, and as well as we do that, I gotta teach Logan and Jake, who have never been to the mountains in Valheim, how to deal with them. I'm gonna make a little cooking area for now that's nothing crazy, and we can make a building for it later, but we need to make frost meads,
I know.
like badly.
What do we need for him so I can just...
Can you just work on making like the mead kettle?
Just put it like right against this wall.
Okay. One there and one there. It has to be over a fire.
Okay.
So toss it in the cauldron on one, and then I'll toss something else on one of the other ones. So the beehives are gonna make honey. Yeah. Holy shit, why do they make honey so fast? What did Nathan do to these?
Oh shit.
5 core wood, 5 bronze. I'm gonna go get some.
Dude, why did Nathan crank these so hard? Well, in the middle of trying to show them how to make meads and trying to help Logan make his boat, I discovered a really odd problem, which wasn't necessarily a problem, but was not what was intended for the series. For some reason, when modding, Nathan had accidentally set the 6x honey multiplier that we are going to have for the 4 of us to be able to share beehives to a 600x by accident. So I want to let you guys know that it did get fixed, but we had it for a couple hours while we were trying to figure out what was wrong. We need the frost resistance mead base. We need to put it in a fermenter. I'm going to...
That yet? You
What?
can make that?
You can make that. I'm going to get thistle right now.
I have some thistle.
Oh.
Hey Logan?
Dude, I think it's in
Actually-
one of my chests.
Logan, you should keep it and plant it so we have more later.
Okay. I just made the cultivator.
While we were waiting for everything, pretty much all the meads to make, trying to figure out what was wrong with the honey and make a bunch of other stuff so that we could actually get to the mountains, as well as trying to help Logan figure out what boat he wanted to make from our modded boats, we were kind of sitting at a standstill for a little bit while we just waited. And in that amount of time, I decided to try and mess with a mod that nobody really knew that we had, which was a basement mod. I thought for some reason that it would be absolutely hilarious that if I could find somewhere in someone's base or even our main base to put a basement under our floor. So I didn't actually find a spot yet or quite figure out how it worked, but I want you guys to know that throughout the entire video I was looking for devious spots to place the basement, and I did actually find one. And also in the meantime of waiting and in between the basement shenanigans that I was getting up to, we were all trying to pick a boat so that we could have a little fleet to sail around in, and so we started going through the modded boats, and I figured it would be cool to show you guys those options as well, so you know what we're working with.
A wagon, maybe.
We have a cargo ship, we got little barrels in it. We got a big cargo ship.
Okay.
We got a cargo caravel, even bigger. And then we got a huge cargo ship.
Damn.
And then we got, oh wait, no wait, that's a different one. Okay, they're the same. All right, anyways, rowing canoe. Double rowing canoe. Little boat you've seen. Warship.
Yep.
Warship Ski Fidel, which is the one that I have. The Taurus, which is the one that Nathan wants.
Shit.
The Fast Ski Fidel. And the Goblin.
Oh, I'm making the goblin.
I told you you'd make the Goblin, mother. Oh wait, there's also a fishing boat. And after a ton of waiting and kind of just messing around with the base as well as building some auxiliary stuff, it was finally time for us to actually be able to start exploring the mountain.
Running a 4-star bear.
Yeah, I went to the cold portal because, I mean, that's already got a portal to it, and I think it is a bigger mountain. I'm worried about the other one being so small we don't get any silver.
You have shit on you?
Yeah, I just gotta fucking not die. And I don't want to take the meads, because as soon as you die, the mead goes away.
Yeah.
We have 6 lives, an hour total between all of us that take it, so we don't have very much.
Wait, will it? Why do higher damage since it doesn't see me?
No, if it's just if it's aggressed or not. Not that hard to damage though. It's actually not that strong. But a troll strength.
That bear meat.
Oh yeah. All right.
What should get?
1 sec. I'm gonna do something real quick. I'll be back.
Wizard butter. Okay, I'm ready when you are.
Yeah, I'm taking it.
We're just going straight up.
Yeah.
Be careful.
A lot of the stuff in this biome makes a lot of noise, so.
Okay.
Dude, this mountain is so. There's a wolf.
Already?
Mm-hmm. On me.
Coming.
I'm running into a deer. I'm gonna try and just kite it. Oh, there's an ice cave.
I told you.
It's on me.
I'm coming.
There's a.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, there's a level 4 armored wolf.
I saw. Didn't love it. I saw it. Didn't love it.
I'm actually so mad I just wasted one, bro.
Okay. It happens.
God damn it! That armored wolf is a tank.
You have
Holy
corpse run. Just
shit.
eat your food. Eat your food. You're running towards the wolf.
It's the only way up.
That's a grizzly bear. That's different.
I know. I said
That's strong. We need to go in.
Yeah, that would have been bad if I got chomped up.
As
by
long
that.
as also we don't break this glass, we have a safe barrier between us and the shit that's in the cave.
Just lure them down. They'll all fight the golems.
1 sec. I found the 4th boss.
You already found that?
Yeah. And we got the seeds that we need. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna mark this castle. Jake.
Yeah.
There's an outside.
Alright, let them fight. That golem is not taking damage.
I just died.
There's another ice cave.
Oh, where?
Above it.
Above what? The one we have now?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Howling
see it.
Cavern.
Wait, it's a howling. Did it have blue shit outside?
Yeah. What does it sound like? Like a metal detector?
You'll totally see it when it happens.
There's a regenerating wolf around there.
Yes, there is.
You gonna have them fight?
Do you see the green shit coming off me?
Mm-hmm.
That's the fucking... That's the stuff we're looking for.
Right there?
No, that's silver. That's silver pinging my shit.
I know. That's
Holy
so-
shit,
up
those
there.
Up
pine
here
trees
somewhere.
are done.
So it is literally above the cave.
Yeah. Logan, did they...
Over and then do the bomb.
That shit's massive.
Hold on, let me see it, Logan. Don't do it. Don't harvest the. I know. Avoid him.
You're gotta go closer. It's gotta ping really loud. Up the mountain more. Here. You're like up. Right here.
Yeah, we're gonna alert him.
If we dig down quick enough, he can't hit us. We did not dig down quick enough. We just need to make sure not to, like, we need to dig around it too, because we don't want to lose the vein. Because it's all underground.
Can it be massive?
It can be, yeah. You can also glitch it and it can break the entire thing in like a couple hits.
Damn. There's a wolf
Where?
right above us.
And after a long time of struggling in the mountains and finally getting a little bit of our silver back, it was finally time for us to go check on Logan and see what he had been up to. Holy shit, Logan. Dude, that's nice, though. Dude, those pine trees are so fucking big.
I know.
We might need a different tree farm, because what I'm worried about, Logan, is them falling on your house.
Yeah. I think they're far enough away. It
Or
might
I-
fall on the,
or the
on the garden.
Yeah, the edge, it's definitely...
I'm working on something very annoying.
What? Forward spikes?
Come look at my dock.
Okay, one sec. Oh, Logan, do you see my dock? I fucking made some docks. It was terrible.
Yeah.
I could show you how I'd have two ways that really help me do it, though. After I finish what I'm doing real quick.
Well, my dock is finished. I'm just doing something kind of decorative that I saw in the show Vikings.
What?
You're gonna have to come look.
Just tell me.
Holy shit, there's carrots and turnips.
I'm back.
Alright.
Did you do it without me?
I'm doing the bottom one that we ran into.
Okay.
The first one we ran up to.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm in right now.
Okay, I'm gonna see what this cave is like.
Oh, I'll come in with you.
Okay.
I don't have that many those, but I want to see. I'll be here for you when this happens.
Can I get through that?
Again?
Oh shit. What the fuck is that?
Olive. I'm not dying for Jake's journey, goddammit.
God damn it.
That's not even the boss.
That's fine. The boss we're doing together.
And after a long day in the mountains, it was finally time to check out some of the modded boats, apart from the one that I made the other day. What do you need me for? I have a feeling that was bigger than you expected it to be, because that shit is fucking stuck. There's no...
Oh no!
Here, get your pickaxe out.
Holy
No.
fuck!
Logan. Oh my
It
god.
is?
No, it's not.
We're out. We're good.
It's a
We're
different one. It's a different warship. It's a Taurus warship.
good. This thing's massive.
Logan, you parked it backwards.
No.
Let's destroy it.
No, you're backing that shit out now, buddy. You got it stuck.
Oh yeah. This thing's fucking huge.
What is it?
I just wanted something for our fleet.
Dude, there's no way that's coming out of here. Logan, this is land right here. Logan, you can stand on this.
Where's the rock?
Yeah, we gotta destroy this. I got some of it.
All right, please don't beach.
Did
That
not
was an
sound good.
immediate beach.
That did not sound good.
That was immediate. God damn it.
See if you can move
I
it
might
this
need
time.
to.
I'll
No, there's.
One sec.
I need you to look at this.
Good place. Oh my god, dude, that shit looks so dope.
Dude.
Let's get on my boat. Let's see how she is. Bunch of storage in the back.
Sit right here. Logan, look over here.
Yeah, this is so sick.
Alright, you boys ready? Logan is fucking running into that shit. Logan is fucking kick flipping on that rock.
I'm not. Got past it.
I just parked it. Now you want to take him back out?
Bro, we just got ours on the water.
Alright, let's go. Quit turning so much.
I'm cutting Jake off.
Oh, I'm sitting on the fucking front of my boat.
Logan, that's scary because if you fall off.
Don't hit me!
Fucking idiots.
I can't turn.
Bro, I am eating your boat.
Flip your boat. How much damage did they take
Ocean.
from that? Oh, Logan has my hammer. I don't know how much damage they took from that. Oh, actually quite a bit. Logan,
What?
turn. Okay. Oh, dude, it looks so nice out here.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, that's land. Oh, it's farther away than I thought. Okay. You guys want to check out the island?
No, I don't want to lose my boat out here. Today, me and Logan started with complete chaos, so we're gonna get straight into it. First, we sailed for about 2 hours. We were just exploring the map, testing out the boats that we made last episode, and heading towards one of the traders to put down the portal, as well as get all the locations for Hilda's chest, so we could do that in the playthrough as well. But along the way, we encountered a lot of serpents, and a lot of other things like Logan's boat getting stuck, but before we really got too close, we had a 3-star serpent and a bunch of fuelings that gave us a bunch of good loot, but it was insanely chaotic. After we had finally gotten the portal down and checked out the trader a little bit, I finally got to do something that I've been wanting to do. See, Jake had been bothering me about building my own base and getting my personal stuff separated from the community storage, as that's what everyone else had done, and my stuff kept getting mixed in, and it kept causing a lot of confusion. So I decided to, kind of in a petty way, but kind of in a funny way, make one of the modded basements that Jake didn't know we had and built it under the community storage with a hidden hatch to try and keep it hidden from Jake as long as I could, and then he could stop bothering me about my stuff, but I could kind of be funny and petty at the same time. I was telling Jake I wanted to build a house, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know where to build it. And he's like, just build it wherever you want. I said, I'm going to build it under your house. Nathan, here, come over here.
Oh my god, I see it. Bruh.
This is my house. It's inside the storage area. So for now, everyone else gets to know, but I want to see how long I can keep it hidden from Jake. But aside from those little shenanigans and trying to mess with people while they're offline, it was actually time to make a little bit of progression and start making my silver reinforced assassin armor, as I had been in the mountains for quite a while and had not actually made any yet, and we had a ton of silver that I could use to do it. Oh my god, Jake. Have you gotten us into... Jake's gonna be very mad when he gets back.
What?
Well, the boss that he wanted to do yesterday, that I told him, yeah, you know, maybe not. He's like, oh, it's a 1-star, it's light work, right? Yeah, well, the respawn one is a 4-star. And I literally can't see its health going down with my bow and the best arrows we have. Gone to bed yet, huh?
Are you pushing me?
Yeah, let's go on an adventure.
What?
We're going on an adventure.
Oh, let me go get my stuff.
Okay.
I want to get up to the smoldering tomb, because I think Jake's probably going to want to do this if he doesn't want to do that other one. Okay, you shoot at him, I'll bait him. Oh my god! He has different attacks than I remember. Okay, maybe we just shoot. Oh, he hits hard, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he killed me too. Damn, he is strong. Okay, just craft him in your miscellaneous section. I got the chest.
We need fine wood, cores, and great advice.
And after turning in our chests and looking at what the trader had to offer, I made the decision to dedicate the rest of my day to building the base, specifically the port. Now there was no guarantee it would be done today, but it was at least going to get some of our crafting stations inside of it and remove the old house so we could start actually building a little village like we had planned. And just like that, all of our crafting stations had been moved to another area for relocation for now. We had the main wall of the port up, and it was time to actually start demolishing the entire base to make room for the size of the port and figure out what we actually wanted it to look like. Alright, and the main structure is starting to actually finally take a little bit of shape. I know it doesn't look like a lot yet, but first of all, these floors are freaking huge, which I know they kind of look normal, but they're giant ones. These wall sections are absolutely huge. This base is absolutely huge so far, and it's taking up a ton of stone. I've probably been getting stone and messing around with this for about 6 hours. Now, on top of that, it hasn't been 6 hours of fully that. It's also been 6 hours of helping Jake, who's been endlessly dying in the mountains, but we're starting to get it a little bit. It's starting to look pretty good, and I think next I'm going to kind of move on to planning the interior and actually figuring out where everything's gonna go, because this is about how big it's gonna be the entirety of the server unless we build up. And we are back. Sorry it's been a lot of building today, but we can have a chill day on the modded series. Anyways, I have been building for about 11 hours at this point in time, and so has Logan, which we haven't looked at what he's built yet, but we will go over there in a little bit. It hasn't been 11 hours of straight building, but it's definitely been a lot of building, and I don't really know what's going to happen with this yet. I kind of have a basic structure laid out, but I don't really know where everything's going, and so I'm sure this will take more shape as it goes on, but I want to keep adding rooms, cool decorative things, and a bunch of decorative pieces. There's a little sneak peek at Logan's base over there as well, but I just want to keep adding a bunch of stuff to make this look, like I said, more decorative and functional, and just kind of keep adding stuff. But we're almost done for the day, so I'm going to add a couple more things. We're going to go over everything that I built and then start talking about preparing for motor, because we are going to be there either this episode or next episode. Logan, this impossible staircase looks fucking hilarious right now.
I am on the very last portion of this shit. And I am struggling. It's requiring a lot more wood than I thought, and we've already used all of our wood.
All of the regular wood, yeah. And we have a absolutely giant staircase in the build now. I don't know really where it's going to go or what it's going to do yet. I'm still figuring out a lot of where everything's going to go, but it is starting to look really cool, and we have done a lot of building for the day, so I'm going to finish up a few small things. We're going to go check out Logan's build, and then we're going to start heading to prepare for motor, because we need to do more than just build in this episode. Holy shit. Yeah, the outside looks like a fucking, like...
Oh, fuck, you're
castle.
here.
Hi.
I've been watching the gate waiting for you. So, on the outside, it's completely covered with stakes to try to help keep them safe, because I know they're going to aggro on some shit.
Yeah.
And then this is where we bring them in.
Oh, dude.
This is their little area.
This looks fucking dope.
And then when I do this area, well, when I finish this area, I gotta add in all the cloudberries and shit for them to eat.
Yeah.
But there's no point in it doing it right now. And then these are just where we can hold them.
Freedom.
If needed. And then you have to stay out of sight when you're breeding them. So up here, we can throw down the cloudberries and everything to make them breed.
Hell yeah, dude. That's fucking fire.
I forgot I had a chest right here. Holy fuck, it's full. That's a worry about it another day.
Dude, that's just fucking dope. Look. And if you didn't catch it, this pen is for Logan's locks and any other animals that we might tame. If we can tame them, we are a little bit worried about the modded stuff. But either way, even if we can't tame anything, it does add a ton to the village. And we will finish the port tomorrow, I think. But for now, we're going to do a little bit more stuff, start getting prepared for motor, so in next episode, we can have an exciting one with another boss fight. When I logged on for the day, I kind of expected that I was going to be the first one on, but in reality, Jake had already been on and had built a really cool little house, like a super good style, everything. He was still in the process of doing it when I got on, but it looked really cool for now. I added some more stuff for the port, but he agreed with me. It was time to get ready for motor. For motor, we pretty much had most of the weapons that we need. We could do some upgrades or some armor upgrades, but the biggest thing that we absolutely needed was food. So I went ahead and built this cooking area. It's not quite done in this part, but it will be done. And that is what we used to start getting food ready. Jake was on food duty. Well, like I said, I was going to try and figure out what weapon upgrades we needed, make sure we had all the eggs, and get all of the final preparations ready. I don't know. It's probably part way up. I hope it's at the top because it'll make it a lot easier for us to hit it, but...
I mean, you want to kite these feelings up and loxes?
No. It's going to be in the air.
It's a 4-star lox.
Oh, we need to tame that.
I just fucking died. What did I die from?
That 3-star probably.
I thought they both just attacked us. I must have fucking missed the dodge. God damn it. That's gonna be an annoying run. Oh wait, you can portal.
Hopefully I can portal.
The Grizzly, I hear it.
There's a mage on the spawner.
Bro, we need a golem.
No, we do not. They won't fight it.
Okay. We don't need a golem.
I need to help clearing this mage. Oh my god, there's a fucking bear!
I heard you, I told you. I heard that motherfucker.
He one-shot me from 200 health. Okay. There's a wolf and a dragon. I wonder if it's not close enough to the forge.
It's not.
Do not place that thing inside.
Why?
It will fucking shoot lightning down from the heavens.
Okay.
I'm not fucking with you. It will destroy everything above it. You out here?
Yep. Yeah, that's sick. I like that.
And we have everything prepared. We've moved some stuff around the base. We have all the eggs, all of our weapons, all of our food, and it is finally time for us to fight Motor. Okay, where the sparkles are going is where it's spawning. Right on you.
My head hurts.
Oh, it is an elementalist. So I'm glad we didn't... Okay, I'm glad we made these arrows. Reminder to drink your Ratask mead.
Oh yeah, I forgot we had those. Oh, this is light work.
Yeah, dude, it's a level 1. We're fucking this thing up.
Careful, you're pinned in a corner, kind of. Oh yeah, it's good he's stuck on these trees.
Yeah, when he's on the ground, it's really easy to get him stuck. Just be careful over by the portal.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him back to you. And he doesn't summon, bro. This is so nice. Oh, come here.
Well, watch out for that.
Oh, hey. You just activated at the same time as me?
No, if you activate it next to me, we both get it.
Oh.
So in 5 minutes, I'll activate mine.
You're quick as well. I'm still not even full health.
What'd you say?
I'm not full. How much up there?
250 is how much we have. 249.
Okay. Oh yeah, stay up there. I can't use frost arrows, right? They won't work.
No, well, he's resistant to frost and he's an elementalist.
Yeah. He's not even attacking.
You just stay there for the rest of the fight.
Oh god. They just sit there and scream at us. That works. It's crazy. I'm just gonna regen. Look how fast it regens stay out.
Stand back for a second. In vanilla, I used to do motor when I needed stone. Because I'd get those ice breaths to hit a fucking stone rock. And it would just fucking...
What is his weapon?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh wait, does he have a modded weapon?
All the weapons for the bosses are modded.
Oh really?
Yeah, those are all from the fucking...
There's some staff or some shit. Or some sick armor. Like a cloak.
Can you imagine can you imagine like a hood with the motor's head on it?
That would be sick. I want a cape though. Yeah, there's a bear by the portal.
Okay.
Trying to avoid it. He's walking this way.
I'm gonna go up on the hill a little bit then. Holy
That
sh...
hurt.
Yeah, it does still hits like a 1-star motor, unfortunately. Dragon on you.
I got a Drake on me.
You got 2 on you.
This is so annoying.
I got the actual motor on me.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got us some fucking rocks if we need some.
Okay. Going down the hill. I don't like being up there.
Oh, it's a golem!
No.
It's a curious golem. I'm just gonna keep focusing on it. This is gonna turn into an elder problem really fast if we don't just kill it. Oh, the drakes are fighting the golem. That actually...
Yep.
The golem also might be able to handle the bear.
Oh, don't kill him in the air. Let him land so we can fucking have his shit easy. Oh, the bear's dead already.
Come to me. If I kill it over me, it'll be easy. Yes!
Motors and
I got the
tears.
stuff.
Oh, good shit. What
New
you got?
crafting... Oh, Jake!
Drop it, drop it, drop it.
No. We need to go back to base. Jake, no, we're going back to base. We got the weapon. We got the Sky Strike.
No way, it's a weapon.
Jake, we got like 10 Sky Strikes.
No fucking.
Dude, they're bows.
Why?
Dude.
No way.
A great bow invoked in Motor's magic. Jake.
Hold on, I'm coming.
Dude, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 motor bows.
Here, put it in the chest over by the artisan. So I can pick everything up for recipes too.
Here, go in there. Or get out of there.
Oh yeah, you go in there.
Look at the Sky Strike in there. Yeah, it's stronger than our bow right now.
Minus 50% movement speed.
The Sky Strike is? Oh, that's if it hits somebody.
Oh shit.
It's got frost damage.
That's crazy.
Dude, pull it out.
I'm seeing it.
Dude, okay, the bow's weird. It's silent when it shoots. Not quite silent, but dude, it shoots a fucking laser beam if you pull it back all the way.
You get the artisan?
Yeah, I have the... Do you have the dragon tears? Or did you put them back?
I put them in there.
Okay, here, come over here.
Hold on, I'm about to be...
I'm gonna wait for you to craft it. Honestly, Jake, with the health we have, do you just want to go, like,
Yeah.
just run and just see how much we can get? There is plants. Oh, it's the right plants, too.
My god, dude, there's so many fucking... I'm hit with fire. Holy shit, dude, there's death needles.
Okay, we cannot kite. We cannot train
Bounce.
opposite ways.
I'm bouncing. I'm going to the goop hits. Yeah, bring him to the goop hits if you can. There's still so many grooves.
Okay, is there still goos over there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna run back in for another run. Grab some more, or as many as I can.
See any plants?
I'm stuck. Oh my god.
I just got sharpening stones. Though.
Oh, that's nice. That's funny. Rather they drop that. Jake.
Running past me, you're so fucking.
Oh, I'm out of stam.
respawning out the ass.
There's no more goo left. And after killing Motor and doing a bunch of stuff in the plains, getting our first little bit of crops, and finally making all of our crafting stations for the plains, Jake went ahead and got off for the day, but we did make a lot of progress. And after that, I decided to build the blast furnace. I also made the spinning wheel, got some linen going. After that, I decided to just check out what weapons I had and what possible things I could do while my black metal was smelting. And I also looked at upgrading my assassin set to the black metal variant of it, as this upgrades all the way into the Mistlands. Past doing that, I also went back, found a couple more villages but no more plants, and got some more totems for the day, and that was all I did for that day. But the next day, when I got back on the next day, Jake was already on, and we decided to go for a couple more plants, as we didn't really get any barley, and we definitely did not get enough flax to plant, especially after we turned some of it into linen. So we found a few more villages, got the barley we needed, and the flax. After that, I decided to build up some stone walls, half out of the ground, half out of the stone. I was just trying to figure out how to make it as stable as I possibly could, and then from there we built a little farm that I would expand later. And after planting everything, it was pretty much just a waiting game till we got everything that we needed so we could replant it and use some of what we had to upgrade everything that we needed, which we'll look at in just a minute.
Ancient scroll from distant dynasties.
Wait,
Oh wait, that's the fucking.
that's the thing.
It's 1,000. I can make that. I think. Big old bowl of ramen.
What?
We just got a recipe for ramen, bamboo steamer. Yo, pick this up. You're gonna get a lot. Nigiri.
A rice steamer, matcha tea.
Sushi, sushi. Yo, look at these builds, bro. This is awesome. Dude, Koto is like a sleeping bag. Imperial shelves. How do I get to that? Do I need to make a new hammer?
No, it's in the scroll. 1 second. I'm looking at them right now.
In the scroll?
Yeah, you have to, which sucks ass because it's expensive.
But we can just use one to build.
Yeah.
Let me see it whenever you're done. Yo,
I
that's
will.
insane.
Oh yeah, the building,
Insane.
the building pieces actually might go well with your house really well.
Yeah, they will. Toro lantern. Lucky bamboo. Dude, there's so many bonsai. Yeah, we can make fucking bonsai.
1 second, I'm looking at this because I think.
Buddha. Geisha figure.
How big is this? 1 second.
Katana display. Kimono stand. Mr. Longevity. There's so many statues. Porcelain vase. Oni mask. Polished serpentine.
Who's Paula Serpentine?
Ishi, small Shinto shrine.
Dude.
Story gate? Oh my god. There's story gates? Okay, I can't do this right now.
How many
I have
bowls of rice are gonna be in your damn house?
much.
The whole rice barrel. We got flax.
Yeah.
I actually am gonna plant less than I just planted so I can bring more back because I don't think we need to plant this much every time.
Okay.
But holy shit.
So I get the black metal down there, we get the cooking, upgraded.
Yeah, like full upgrading everything like now. No! How did you get in here? Fucking Desquito just flew over the fucking farm wall and killed me. Oh, there's Mistlands on me.
No way.
I found some. I see it in the distance. If I can get to a safe spot, I can stream what I see.
I'm coming, I have everything for a portal. These
Okay.
fuckers broke ours.
I'll just wait for you. It broke ours?
Yeah,
Just pick ours up then.
I did. I got the hair.
Yeah, I got Yggdrasil wood, baby.
What is Yggdrasil wood?
Say, the next type of wood. It's the Mistlands wood.
Really? Yo, I see some shit in the distance. Oh, it's a fueling.
Oh, wait. Oh, I think I know what this one does. Okay, yeah.
Smash loves you.
Wow, that uses your fucking health, doesn't it? Oh, you can only
Okay.
summon one. And after messing around at our base for a little bit, getting a bunch of stuff upgraded, and generally just waiting a couple hours for a bunch of our metal and crops to process and harvest and replant them and stuff, making some food, general upgrades to the base, just a whole bunch of little progress things that we kind of just sat around and talked while we waited for. Now, outside of that, Jake also built with some of the modded building pieces that we were looking at earlier, and also built his little tar monster summoner, but ultimately we had explored pretty much the entire plains all the way out to a nearby Mistlands, and it was best for us to just go ahead and put down a boat and start moving towards our next boss, because it was not that far away from the shore that we were currently at, and we had extra portal stuff to go ahead and do it, so why not do it now? Oh my god. Boat's a little laggy. See, this is why I like to all have our own boats, because...
Oh, serpent.
No.
It's raining, it's raining, it's
No.
raining.
No.
Go to the right, go to the right, go to the right.
Oh,
Island
yeah,
right.
the Mistlands. Just kill it.
Wait, I can use my fucking crossbow.
Slow him down.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so nice. He's not gonna touch us anymore. I'm gonna run out of stamina.
Mistlands.
We hit the big Mistlands?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a dungeon, isn't it?
No, that's just a light.
Do you wanna switch? Can I
No.
drive? I don't have stam for this.
If I get off this boat, one of us is gonna fall off.
Okay. Try and find shallow lands, because he's half, but he regenerates.
Our boat's fine. Just keep going.
Oh shit. It's not gonna be fine for long if I keep doing that.
Yeah, definitely not. That's done more damage than the serpent has.
I am out of full fight and missed.
No, it's supposed to be in the plains, but there's a village over here to the left.
Mm,
It's like
okay.
on the edge though, I think.
That could be good.
It could be.
The feelings won't fight it, right?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, let's not drive right up to the village.
Why? Well, that's Stonehenge too.
Oh shit. Isn't there loot under there?
Oh my god, get your bow. Oh,
Oh.
you fucking missed.
This could be a problem.
Just hold it till he comes. Just hold it till he charges. Now. Nice. Okay, I see the altar to our right. You see the hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah.
You're stopping me?
Get off. Fuck that boat.
I'm ready to take them. They're all in. Oh,
No, don't shoot.
Could you imagine? He said, wait, what? That is definitely have given up. This is too difficult.
Do you have totems on you?
Yeah.
Here, give them to me.
That's all I have.
Yeah.
Thought you were gonna put 2 more on and tease it. Alright, let's go to Mistlands.
It's what we are ready for. Alright, let's go. No. There's a corrupted mage.
Really? Yo, Alex, I got a statue on me.
Huh?
Mean anything?
No, but this corrupted mage might hurt. Holy fuck!
This ancient root is pulsating with energy.
help me.
I don't know how to.
Come out of the come out.
Use forest.
Yeah, well that's not a part of the vanilla Mistlands, so I'm guessing that he's gonna drop the shit for the Mistlands magic. Holy shit!
Feelings, why is there so many?
It's nighttime. Did you just see the fucking lightning come down from the sky? Dude, he's winning that fight. Deb, you are going deep, huh?
Oh, shit. I mean, these dungeons ain't gonna find themselves.
Sure, but we ain't even technically in this biome yet, so I thought we were just gonna, you know, dip our tootsies in.
I'm destined to find a dungeon. Holy shit, that's a big hair. Yo, I found.
I got one too.
Holy shit. What is this seeker? Holy shit, I'm gonna die.
I got a dungeon on me. Think.
Crazy shit. Holy shit, what is this?
Wait, no, I
secrets.
found a friendly one. I found a friendly one.
I don't know what I found, dude. I'm scared. There's so many seekers. I'm gonna die probably.
Oh.
I need help.
Come to me. Come to me.
I don't know if I can.
If you can get to me, you'll be fine.
I know I'm trying. I'm dead. Dude, there's so many seekers. Can you put a portal on you?
I'm trying to get the wood to just make the workbench.
I think I have it on me.
No, there's the Yggdrasil shoots right here.
I have so much new material on me I just picked up.
I can place valid placement. I gotta place it away from this structure. Okay, there you go. And at this point, we have officially progressed to the Mistlands. Now, are we actually here yet? No, not really, but I will tell you, because these episodes are a little recorded in advance, that we do actually spend a lot more time here than we needed to. But that is going to be it for this episode. We progressed all the way from Motor, partly into the plains, made our farm, made a whole bunch of other stuff, and welcome back to the modded series. Today, we are starting with a very short adventure because we only have about 45 minutes in our first session, but obviously we'll come back for another one later if we don't get enough stuff from this one. But me and Jake are going to take both of our boats. I went ahead and built a new one, and Jake picked up his to bring it down here, as mine is still up where me and Logan were adventuring in a previous episode. Also, before we get completely started, I'm currently trying to make it to 2,000 subscribers, and if you could help me get there, that would mean a lot to me, and thank you guys so much for watching. Right away, of course, because it was raining, we ran into a serpent, and unfortunately for us, the serpent was armored, meaning that it was pretty much not worth killing, so we ended up losing it because, while it is stronger, the armored also means that it is slower. We ended up losing it because Jake had found a Mistlands that he had marked on his map that he wanted to go to and check out. Now, you guys may be wondering, why are we checking out the Mistlands? Well, I mean, the mod is already hard enough, so pre-progressing the biomes doesn't really help. However, if we can get the weapons, the chance of us being able to kill Yagluth, our next boss, is a lot higher because we will be one biome ahead of him, though it will not be easy to get there. But generally, our plan is to get some cores, get some stuff set up, and at least have the option to do Mistlands progression and build some Mistlands weapons, even if we don't have all of them right now or aren't fully prepared for the Mistlands. That way, when it does come to the challenge of the mod, we can kind of overcome it a little bit. And that was where we ended our first short session. But as soon as I got back on, Logan was on, Jake was on, and I was on, and it was time to continue our search for a dungeon. And after dying a few times, it was not long before I had found one where I had to run into it and take shelter immediately because of the insane stuff outside. Jake, the only reason I'm here is because I know if I die, I don't have any of my stuff back on me.
Okay.
Oh, there's black horse, there's black horse!
I know. That's why I wanna be there.
Dude, if I can run in and get them and run out. There's ticks out the ass! No! I had them, they're right there.
You're in your inventory?
It was on the ground next to my dead body. After this first little attempt, me and Jake made a much more coordinated attempt to lure the stuff outside away to a nearby diverger camp, as well as get inside, establish some beds nearby, get a portal nearby, move our boats in, and kind of just set up camp here for a little bit. This is when we discovered the absolute genius that is the Skystrike bow from last episode, as it has enough knockback and enough slowing to pretty much pin these seekers in the corner, which means if we have them one-on-one, it's pretty much guaranteed, as long as we have arrows and stamina, that we can kill it. And after a long time and a lot of arrows of just luring stuff into that first little cubby and killing it, and only dying a few times in the process, we were able to freely walk around, where we found our next set of cores, as well as collected the first ones, which gives us enough for what we were talking about, getting the Black Forge early. This now means that we will probably be fighting Yagaloth with at least partly Mistlands weapons, which gives us a much better chance of killing it.
Against the trees?
The small ones, the little Yggdrasil shoots.
Oh.
So we build Crom. I might build Crom. I might have to. I think I'm gonna build Crom. And after making our Black Forge, I found one of maybe the most useful modded things that we had in the entire series, which was the Electromancer Cape. Now this was meant for the mage set of the Mistlands, but since we've already kind of progressed there and we already have a lot of the stuff from there, I was able to do it. Now let's explain where some of this stuff comes from. Pretty much the only thing that's odd that's not a crafted thing is the queen shards that you see here. The queen shards used to craft it are from those corrupted mages that we saw in the last couple episodes in the Mistlands. But what this cape allows you to do is it's pretty much the feather cape, but a little bit different. It makes you fall a lot slower and you can go a lot further than in the feather cape, but it breaks a lot faster, which doesn't seem like it would make that much of a difference, and I didn't know it at the time, but it really does. Thoughts on me riding on a y'all's back?
I think that's pretty sick.
I'm on his back!
Are you actually?
Yeah, I'm riding him! There's a seeker on it with me!
You're so stupid.
Oh, he pushed me off. Oh, I'm gonna land on another one. I landed on a different one. And in the meantime of messing around with the yawls and my new cape, I was able to build an Eitr refinery. Now, how you may ask? Well, we set up a sap tap from a yawl that broke a Diverger Cam's extractor box, so we had that, and we were able to get the sap really easily. But besides that, our mod pack makes it so that every 10 in-game days that the dungeons reset. So they refill with mobs, the loot resets, and you can keep farming them, which is a much more multiplayer-friendly experience because it gives more renewable resources. But what that means for us is we were able to go back and get the same 5 cores that we got yesterday for this one as well, and make it as well as have our Black Forge still. And that was going to give us refined Eitr and unlock a bunch more weapons, armor, and everything else that we could need. And that way we would be in the plains, ahead of the plains, and be able to possibly breeze through Yagaloth a lot easier at least than we would have previously with just the plains weapons.
Okay, before I do anything, I'm going to the crypts. Did you get your shit?
Yeah, but quite the problem. He just broke my fucking
Portal?
no, my armor, so I can't float back. And that is where the downside of this cape comes in. While it's amazing you can float way further, the base durability can get broken in one single run, which means for us, where we have our armor equipped when we respawn, it's really easy to forget to repair it, have it broken, and make it way harder for you to get back to your body, especially with all the modded crap trying to kill me. What is over here? What is over here?
No, I know. I was thinking the same shit. What is that big ass thing?
The blue cloud over here?
Yes.
I'm scared.
I don't know what it is, bro. Can't be good.
Is it the 4-star regenerating fueling? I think it is.
Size of that logs. Let's kill it.
Yeah.
Are you killing it right now? Dude, the knockback is crazy.
And that kicked off an insanely large black metal hunt, as we would need a bunch for any other weapons we wanted, as well as like our cauldron upgrades, a couple builds, just some stuff around our base. Just we'd need a bunch in general, and there was no reason that we shouldn't get more. So we did that for about an hour, and then after that, Jake went to go get more iron to help us build anything, like if anybody want padded iron in our group, or if we needed iron for any weapons. And I headed to explore more of the Mistlands, get some stuff marked out, so that way when we wanted to move more there in the future, we'd have a path to do so. I keep finding these mines that look like the Queen Summoners. Oh, hello! No! Oh my fucking god! 5-star seekers. 2 5-star seekers.
I'm ready
And a
for
y'all.
these boards.
And a y'all. I just died. No, I was so far away. Oh no, they did not. They broke my cave.
Alright.
Oh, that's gonna be a far run with no cape. And herein lies exactly what I was talking about. The feather cape is great, but at the time I had not really realized that, well, it could break a lot easier than the feather cape, and that this Electromancer cape, like I said, it does have its upsides of being able to glide extremely far, especially when combined with certain meads and food, but it has the side of breaking because it was pretty much full when I left. It does not lose any durability to gliding or anything like that, but because it's a tier 1, I haven't had it upgraded. As soon as I got whacked in the back, it instantly snapped, causing me to have to run insanely far to get my stuff back with no cape.
Okay, I have the queen.
Okay, where? That's not that far.
It's not. And that's gonna push damn near Ashlands.
That might be like damn near past Ashland. That's close down there. Now, as far as progression this episode, one of the biggest things that I did was make a black metal axe, which gives us pretty much unlimited ability to get the wood from the Mistlands and make a bunch of other weapons. Because as I said, we are probably going to use fully Mistland stuff to kill Yagluth because it just gives us a way better chance. But this was a huge gateway to us being able to get there. Oh, there we go. I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Oh, don't use it yet.
Okay.
Be there when you try.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some Eitr food. How much does this take?
That looks so good.
Alright, we just fucking...
What the fuck? What's your... What did that do?
I think I gotta be close to something. Come here, Dorkhorn. Okay, well he's fucking dead.
What does your big ability do?
There's fucking... that.
What?
This, like, it's like a big aura around me.
Do it.
Like, fucking... Boom!
Oh,
Boom! Fucking love this thing. Dude, I'd rather use this than my fucking knife. I just killed a 3-star seeker with it. Now, it may have taken me about an hour and a half to get everything squared away for this staff, along with all the time it obviously took us to progress to this point, but this staff was insanely worth it, and while we wouldn't be able to use it for the next boss fight because, well, it's a lightning weapon, this thing was actually usable compared to most of the magic weapons, which really aren't that good compared to the physical weapons. That being said, this also gave us kind of an edge over even the modded stuff in the Mistlands, which was a huge up because we were able to do dungeons a lot easier and honestly just kind of have a little bit more backup when it came to some of these insane mobs that the mod was spawning, which is, again, a huge thing that we did not have before. And it also comes at the ability to be able to do this at a range, which keeps us a lot safer from the one-hits that normally come with these 5-star modded mobs. We spent the rest of the night messing around with the modded weapons that I had made and as well as Jake had made, clearing out some more dungeons, and just generally getting stocked up on some stuff from the Mistlands because we were going to need it for a bunch of upgrades for armor and weapons in the future and very soon. On top of that, I was also able to actually register the queen location. I know Jake had told me where it was, but just seeing it on my own map is very nice. And on top of that, we actually dabbled in some PvP, which you guys will get to see a lot more of next episode, but it's a good way to show the use of the weapons and all of that kind of stuff. Yesterday, we got a little carried away with weapon making, but it's kind of amazing because we get to see all of the modded stuff, as well as we have a bunch of Mistland stuff, which none of us have ever really gotten to use that much, so it's all fun to us. But we decided that the best way to test them out was to PvP each other, just a little bit. We all turned friendly fire on, and I want to go over what each of us made. So I still have my Sky Strike, which is the modded bow from Motor that we got. I have my black metal knife, which obviously is not modded, but it's pretty strong, and then I also have my Tempest staff, which is insanely modded and insanely awesome. Logan has the Demolisher, which isn't modded, but it's freaking hilarious in use in PvP, and Jake has an Arbalist, but Jake also has dual wielding like sword knife combo things that I think it's double black metal swords that he made, and they hit insanely hard. But yeah, we ended up messing around with this for a little bit, and I have a question for you guys. I'm gonna put this out on a post on my channel tomorrow, but I am curious, do you guys think that there is any room for PvP in Valheim at all? I mean, obviously the tools are there, but it doesn't feel like it would ever be the main focus of the game. But do you guys think there's ever a point where there would be like actual PvP servers in Valheim? So let me know what you guys think of that in the comments below. But the main point of making our main weapons, other than just killing each other a whole bunch of times, was actually to finally, even though we've already dipped pretty deep into the Mistlands, prepare for Yagluth. We spent a long time making sure our weapons are upgraded, making sure our armor is upgraded, and just kind of trading around weapons. I mean, I know we all made our own, but at the same time, we can't use all of our own. Giving Logan some, Jake giving me some of his, and me giving them both some of mine, just to kind of try and figure out what would be the most effective use of this. And on top of that, Nathan was going to be joining us, who hadn't been on the server in a while due to real life stuff, so we had to kind of armor him up and supply him as well. And we spent a huge amount of time just getting ready for the fight as best we could, and making sure that we had all of our bases covered, because if at any point in time we were going to get an unlucky boss spawn, with our luck it'd probably be now, because we've gotten really lucky on this entire series for what could possibly be spawning. However, before we get to fighting the boss, me and Logan had something to finish up from a previous episode. Logan wanted to tame a Lox, as he had built an insanely large pen for one that had never gotten to come back, and we had figured out that a lot of the modded stuff was also tameable as well, like the lions in the plains, which we hadn't really seen a lot of yet. So I was going to try and tame one of those while Logan was taming a Lox, and then we could bring them both back before we did the fight, but that was going to take a couple of holes, so we had to dig out some holes first and then find some suitable candidates. And in almost no time, we had found the 3-star regenerating Lox that would be our first tame. It regenerating health meant that it was going to be pretty strong, and all we needed to do was get it inside this hole. And while I was not the best at doing that, because I got absolutely whacked in the process, Logan was able to finish the job and get it inside the hole, and then all we needed to do was find me a lion called a Prowler to tame, and then we could figure out how we were going to transport both of these home. But the main thing was we needed to get both of them in a hole before, we needed to get both of them tamed before we worried about that. The Prowler was not going to take nearly as big of a hole, and I had a harpoon, which was great. However, once again, as soon as we tried to get it in the hole, Logan did not die. I got absolutely whacked, and Logan and Jake had to get it in the hole for me. But we had both of our tames in our holes, and it was literally just a matter of time, so we sat next to them for a while. I built a little base so I would be safe from death, mosquitoes, and feelings, and we waited, and we waited, and we waited for probably about 45 minutes, and after about 45 minutes, they were up, they were tamed, and all we had to do was worry about getting them home. However, I will say, if you are using this mod pack, there's a configuration that you guys should look into changing if you are planning on taming things and riding them. I don't know that it was all specifically because of this, but our giant creature size, while it is comical and kind of awesome for the series, as well as it gives a good visual indicator of how strong what you are facing is, it does cause a problem with riding things, making pretty much anything over 2-star unrideable because of how the saddle glitches into the hitbox of the giant creature. So just think about that if you guys are thinking about using this mod pack. It is something you can change in creature and level control, but you do have to go in and change it if I send you the code, so think about that. Even with this little problem in the saddle though, we weren't really planning on riding them. The plan was to have them more as decoration and as a source of food and things that we could breed and kill for food, as well as hide, and like I said, just have them as decoration around the base because they would look cool in the village. However, to get them back to the village, we were going to need a boat, and we had one in the mod pack that was actually pretty good for transporting animals, as it had a big dip in the middle that you could actually fit things into. So Logan worked on building that while I worked on going to the Mistlands, exploring a little bit more, and getting a bunch of general resources, so that way we could do Yagluth later in the day. We weren't completely ready yet, but the more Mistland stuff we could get, the better we could do, and we could only hope to prepare for what we might have to face later. But what weapon could I possibly be killing a Y'all in the Mistlands for? Well, let me show you. This is a modded weapon called the Amethyst Battle Axe. This is a weapon that Logan really wanted, that he would absolutely die for. He wanted this weapon so badly, and it was made with amethyst, which drops from high star creatures in biomes, especially ones like the Y'all, and we had noticed that that was the one that was dropping the most of them, so I found a 4-star to go ahead and get it for Logan, as he could use that for the Yagluth fight, and he would have a second weapon, because as I said earlier, he only has the Demolisher, and if we get shoved with one like an Elementalist, not only are our bows going to be pretty much useless, as they kind of already are with Yagluth, but so are our staffs and the Demolisher, as well as Jake's lightning weapon, so we needed a couple backups just in case something like that happened. It was also food making time, because we were going to need a ton of food for 4 people, as well as things like arrows. Even though we probably wouldn't be using them for the boss fight, anything around us would absolutely be fitting for arrows. We needed all the food we could get, all the meads we could get, and also in the meantime, Logan had to tame another Lox because, well, his died, and also he couldn't really ride, like we couldn't get it on the boat to bring it back anyways, but we did have the Prowler and the new Lox down at the beach waiting for transfer, and while we were making food, meads, arrows, and any other thing we could think of, Nathan was getting on, we were getting him set up, and it was looking like we were going to be able to do Yagluth today if we could get everything prepared, as well as hopefully we could get the animals back and start having animals in our village. And making food and preparing stuff was all we did for about 2 hours. Logan was gone and we were waiting for him to get back, so there was no reason to make a bunch. There was no reason not to make a bunch extra, but we got movement speed potions. I finally had my Crom built, which I don't know if I really pointed out that I had yet, but I had made it. I had all of our stuff organized. I made holy hand grenades in our cauldron, which was an option because they do spirit damage and Yagluth is undead, so why not try it? Also, they were kind of freaking hilarious. On top of that, I had some of Jake's old staffs that were healing ability. Nathan had a bunch of weapons that we had built him and a bunch of extras. Logan had his stuff, and while we hadn't gotten the animals back, the portal was set up, the meads were ready, the food was ready, the summoner was ready, and we were going to just go ahead and do this as soon as we possibly could and worry about getting the animals back later. The only thing we really needed to do before we did it was clear out all of the area around because the oosters and the fuelings, as well as stuff from other biomes, was absolutely screwing us from every angle, and the boss fight was going to make a lot of noise and attract a lot of attention, so we definitely needed to clear everything in the area that we could before we started doing that. And everything was cleared. We had the totems, we had our weapons, we had our food, and we had everything we could possibly need. It was time to start it. Also, by accident, I accidentally disabled their mic audio, so it's just me talking, but we still have the fight and also some insane weapons to start. So let's see what kind of spawn we get. Right over here. It's a 2-star as well. You guys hear this? I threw all the spirit bombs already. Ow, the fire, his fire, I mean, it's still a 2-star. Holy shit, I'm gonna die to that. I have 1 health. There's a quick prowler. Oh, I forgot about that attack. One sec. I am. I don't remember how I just died. Even with fire resistance, this thing was hitting insanely hard. The 2-stars that were on this boss were absolutely screwing us as far as how much damage it did, even with some Mistlands armor and weapons. However, we were doing really decent damage, and we had a lot of fun at the beginning with having the spirit bombs. However, they didn't do that much because the boss is an elementalist. It does not take as much damage from things like spirit, but it's also good because, like I said, we planned for this. I couldn't really use my staffs. I can't use my Sky Strike. Logan can't use his Demolisher, and a lot of the other weapons we had were completely unusable, which means that we made a good decision by spending the extra time to make a bunch of weapons. And like I said, we did still use the things like the Sky Strike to kill the surrounding enemies. Otherwise, we were just pretty much stuck to trying not to get hit by absolutely anything because the fire ticks for 14 damage a tick, even with the fire buff on. Without it ticks for like 60. But other than that, we just had to kind of do as much slash damage as we could, continue trying to DPS it, and make sure that at least one of us was here at a time doing damage, even if it was with a bow, to stop him from healing. 200 something with my poke, yeah, like my heavy attack. My heavy attack has way more range. I can stay out of the fire and hit him with the heavy. That's the growl. That's the growl. I have Crom. Oh yeah, Jake has 2 swords. Even some of the basic fire attacks, because of the 2-stars, were hitting me for like 25 damage per tick with the fire resistance meat on, which means that pretty much if we had a 5-star, this boss would be impossible, which is part of the challenge of the mod. Now, this was the most unlucky we've gotten so far. It's a 2-star, it's a fairly hard boss, and it's an elementalist, which stops us from using a lot of the weapons that we made by progressing to the Mistlands early. Nonetheless, we are still doing a lot of damage. We have the other thing that I was able to use is my crystalline staff that Jake had from previously in the series, is a modded staff from the Wizardry mod that allows you to do damage, but it also allows you to heal your teammates. And obviously the damage wasn't going to do much, but the healing of teammates was really good, and it was something that we were able to utilize throughout a lot of the battle. So if you guys end up playing this mod, definitely check out that staff because it was one of the most helpful things we had in the mod for this fight. However, after this point, pretty much all that had needed to happen happened. We figured out the rotation of me healing people, me healing myself. Jake had learned the rotation of the boss's hits, which he didn't know because he had never fought it before. And even though our capes were breaking, our armor was breaking, and some of our weapons were even running out of durability, we were starting to put in damage extremely quickly, and stuff had kind of stopped bothering us, leaving us to just do as much damage as we possibly could. And after about a 45-minute fight, we finally had the 5th boss of our playthrough down. And that was the 5th boss down, the plains completed, leaving us to do the Mistlands next episode. However, we did spend our fire resistance as well as some of our extra weapons and food since we still had it, doing one of the modded bosses, Svault, that we had found earlier in the playthrough and gotten absolutely wrecked by, just as a little bit of revenge since we had the pieces that we needed, and it's kind of cool to get to do the modded bosses. But after that, me and Logan actually tried to move our stuff back, and we actually ended up getting the Lox and the Prowler killed as well as the boat broken. So we never got to bring any of the animals back, but that's okay. We still had a successful day killing Yagluth, killing Svault, and getting a ton of progress, where next time we will get to continue into the Mistlands. Last episode, we killed our 5th boss, and we were making great progress into the Mistlands. However, since then, we have had quite a technical issue. For some reason, as it does happen, and I take this as a warning for you guys, some of our mods broke. Now, the mod that broke for a little bit was our basements mod, which is not too big of a deal. It wasn't anything that we built with, anything like that. No problems there, except for it was where I built. It built in my basement. And when I logged back on, not only did I fall through the map, but all of my stuff exploded everywhere all over our base. So I will have to remake some of my stuff, and on top of that, a bunch of our modded crafting stations got broken too, so we gotta remake those. But nonetheless, we are still working towards the queen today, and that is gonna be our main goal, is just to start and see how close we can get to getting the queen, as well as get more Mistlands stuff, because even though we are partway progressed in the Mistlands, we still need a lot more before we go for the queen. But while we sit here, remake this crafting stations, look through what we're going to need for the Mistlands, and kind of just get our stuff back together after our technical difficulty, let's talk about the technical difficulty in a little bit more detail. Pretty much, we had multiplayer broken on the server, and as a lot of you guys who have commented and asked for the server information or the mod pack information, which if you guys want it, comment, I'll give it to you. I just can't put it in the description because it decays too quickly. But pretty much, I told everyone, don't put basements in because it is broken at the moment. Now, that doesn't mean it's a bad mod. It's actually a pretty cool mod, but it was broken at this time. Pretty much what happened, though, is the basements broke, and all of my stuff was in chests down there. Now, luckily on our server, we had instated a rule that if you're going to log off, you need to put your stuff in a chest, because some people had lost their stuff. Now, we figured out why other people were losing their stuff later in the series, but for now, we all had a rule, put your stuff in a chest before you log off. And luckily for me, that saved me, because I fell through the map, and because we have keep equipped items on, and all I had was my armor on, I could slash kill myself, and at least I got to keep my armor. But on top of that, when I relogged and got back to the altar, all of my stuff that was in the chest had luckily popped above the ground. Now, it was everywhere. It was all over our base. I could see boss heads floating in the ocean, weapons everywhere, and I did lose my lightning staff, but we're gonna remake it. That's just, I want you guys to take that as a warning that bad stuff can happen on modded. You can lose stuff, and also for some reason, I think it happened while I was testing which mod was broken. All of our modded crafting stations from our main mod pack were gone, so we have to remake those too. But like I said, we're still progressing. I just want you guys to take this as a warning, as a lot of bad stuff can happen in modded, and that's why we're so far behind right now, because we got kinda screwed by it. On top of making my old weapons back, though, I did decide to make a few new ones. The Carpus Spear is really cheap and does a decent amount of damage, and on top of that, we have a bunch of resources that me and Jake just went and got so much sap and so much soft tissue that I was also able to make a ton of refined Eitr, which gives me the freedom to make the Carpus Buckler. One of the things that I love most of this game is the bucklers, because it gives you the best chance of parry, and so having the Carpus one is going to be one of the best things that I can make. Now, just looking at it with what we already had plus what we're making now, the preparation for the queen shouldn't be too hard as long as we don't get too rough of a spawn. All we're really going to need is to upgrade the weapons, upgrade our armor, make sure we have all the potions that we already know we need, and make a bunch of the food that we already have, so nothing's going to be too crazy, because we did most of the Mistlands progression over the last couple episodes leading up to Yagluth, which means that we don't have much left to do, so we pretty much took it slow, spent the rest of the night repairing the port, repairing all of our crafting stations, and getting as much stuff remade as we could, so that way we will be back on track tomorrow to be able to continue the progression path that we were already on. Upon logging on the next day with pretty much everything fixed except for my lightning staff being gone and a couple of Jake's things, we did realize a very critical oversight that we had not thought about. While we had everything ready for the queen, all we really needed was to wait for our meads to finish and to keep upgrading our weapons while we waited. We didn't have a seal breaker, and we had pretty much cleared all the dungeons. Now at this point, because the dungeons on our servers reset every 10 in-game days, they were probably reset, but we hadn't really gotten many seal breaker fragments, which means going back to the same ones we had already been in really wouldn't work because we didn't get very many steelbreaker fragments the first time we went through them, and they normally respawn with the same loot. But this was a really critical oversight because we really didn't matter how ready we were until we had that steelbreaker. So we need to head to the Mistlands, go to some of the dungeons that we have marked but haven't visited, and see if we can get some steelbreaker fragments, because without those, we're kind of stuck. So I headed to one of the ones that we had marked that we had not done yet to try and start clearing it, and I got brutally reminded how hard this series is. See, we had to take quite a few day break, which showed on my channel, as well as we had some other technical difficulties like the internet going out for a few days. But on top of that, I had been just recording my solo series, which is the reverse series, which if you guys haven't seen it, you guys should go check it out. But besides that, the solo series, playing the game in reverse, is hard, but it's a different kind of hard. It's a hard because it's challenging and it takes thinking about things before you do them. This is just challenging because it's hard and it sucks. So I got brutally reminded when entering this dungeon that while we were pretty far ahead of where we needed to be, this mod pack was still hard and we were getting absolutely screwed at every turn inside of these caves, getting killed probably 40 times just getting through this first one. And how many sealbreaker fragments did we proudly collect from this infested mine? 0. We got none. We found none in this entire thing. We suffered through it for like an hour, got our portal broken in the process by a Yol, and we got nothing. But that's okay because we have a ton of them marked out. We just need to go see all of them because we really didn't have a need for more than 1 or 2 up to now. Luckily, even though we had found none in the last one, Jake had a few more that he had been marking on the map while I had been clearing that one. And we suffered another hour through another one, this one much bigger, and we came out with 2 sealbreaker fragments, which was not all that we needed, but it was a step in the right direction, as well as we also found some more black cores, which we needed to fix some of our crafting stations that had been destroyed and the purge of technical difficulties that we had going on. We were struggling a bit though, because like I said, a few days out of this mod pack and we kind of forgot how hard it was, and so we were struggling a little bit, and you guys may see us die a lot more in this episode than we have in a lot more of them. Now it doesn't also help that this is the furthest we've been so far, which also contributes to the deaths, and whether you guys see all of them or not, there were a lot of deaths today. Now, besides complaining about how hard the game is, how much this playthrough sucks, and all the technical difficulties, I had pinpointed the solution to a lot of those problems. I was missing my Sky Strike, which has knockback, frost, and does a ton of damage to stuff in the Mistlands, as well as stops a lot of the stuff from hitting me, so I needed to go get a new one. Now, I could either try and get the drop chance from it, or I could just craft it from Motor's Head. Either way, I was going to go do a boss, and Jake was not on yet, which meant I was going to go do it by myself, which is totally fine, because we're way past equipped for that, and it was going to be pretty easy, until I got a reflective boss. This is a boss that we have not really seen very much in the series. Most of what we've seen and most of what we will see has been an elementalist, one that does not take elemental damage, which does make it kind of hard because a lot of the bosses you plan to either do poison or fire damage to, so it does make it hard. But the reflective damages you when you damage it. Now, it doesn't do a 1-to-1 ratio, but it does make the boss fight a little harder, so I want you to keep this in mind when we go to summon future bosses in this series and other ones where we're using these mod packs, because it is a possibility that when you damage the boss, it hits you back, even if you're at range with a bow. And while its reflectiveness did make me die a few times, as well as cause the boss fight to take a lot longer because I had to heal in between shots, I did, within a little bit, get it down, get the heads, and get back to base to make my Sky Strike. Luckily for me, Jake had logged on partway through the boss fight, and he had taken it upon himself to look more in the Mistlands for more dungeons for us to go through for those seal breakers, because we only needed a few more pieces. And luckily, he had found one. Now, unfortunately for me, it was guarded by a ton of stuff that kept absolutely destroying me, but we did eventually get into it, and what we found was exactly what we needed. Got one fragment. I see another fragment down here. I got another fragment. I have a seal breaker. And after hours of spending time in the Mistlands, we finally had our seal breaker, which means it's time to sail there and make final preparations before taking on the Queen. Upon arriving at the Queen, we decided to put a portal right at the boat. Now, one, this is so we can get back to our boat, but two, this is something that you guys should do every time you get to a new island if you have the resources to do so, because if you die, getting back is going to be a pain. We kind of did not care at all about what was around this Mistlands, because all we needed was to get the portal down at the Queen and start it. So we ran past everything, dungeons and Draugr villages alike, up to a very high rock outside the Queen dungeon, where we could set up our portal, clear everything outside, and break the seal to the Queen.
There's one coming up. There's 4. Careful. Dropping. You have 2 right on your bag. I don't see you anymore.
3.
I'm still on the cliff. Alright, I'm gonna try and take this level 3 out. If you want to focus them. I can't find them though.
If you see me in the mist at all.
Oh shit, there's a 4-star Seeker Soldier.
What?
He's stuck at the moment.
I'm still fighting the 3-star. 1 sec. Okay, it's dead.
You need help?
No, it's dead. Crawl out for me.
He said crawl. Yes, sir. Oh shit, I don't know which one I want. Because this is, it'll stun her.
Oh, if you're not parrying the Queen.
Well, the shock stuns her.
Okay.
Oh, she's here.
And as you guys can see, once we got into the Queen's lair, we realized very quickly that because of the way that the Queen spawns, at least the first time, that this one didn't have any modded attributes that we could see or that we would be aware of. And it really didn't seem like she did. But for us, that gave us a little sense of overconfidence. And when I say overconfidence, we thought we were going to absolutely destroy this thing, and that was not the case. Now, it seemed like early in the fight, the best thing we could do was do damage with bow while somebody else was kiting her around and killing all the spawns, because the amount of spawns she had was insane. Now, I know that's part of the Queen fight, not even inside of modded, but this just seemed completely overkill. And this wasn't even as bad as it got, because later in the fight, it got a lot worse for spawns. On top of using the arrows that we had from our Sky Strike to slow her down while someone was chasing her, or had her chasing them, the best thing that we could also do was have someone dodge roll in the middle. Now, this is something that I'm kind of getting used to on this server alone, and I have a lot of hours in the game, but it's not something that I've ever really used. But dodge rolling right under their attacks is one of the best ways to stay close, get your heavy attacks, and keep your stamina up while you're right next to them without getting too much damage done to you, so you can do as much damage as you possibly can to them. And after a while, the Queen's health stayed about where it's at right now, and we kept getting it down further, and then we'd die, and it would go back up, and we were kind of getting stuck. And it sucked, because like I said at the beginning, we really felt like we were going to absolutely crush this fight, but the summons, on top of our inexperience with the fight, was really bad, and then we also, on top of that, didn't have all the weapons that we planned to have for the fight, and it kind of seemed like we had came a little unprepared. We're still going to keep trying, but we have to keep in mind that our resources are running kind of low. We're kind of running out of food. We don't have that many arrows, and we need to be careful with how we do this, because this fight only gets harder as you get her down in health. The fight itself was not too hard, but like I said, the summons were really screwing us, and at some point when I got hit and took a ton of damage, I looked at my armor stat to realize that I had never upgraded my armor from black metal, meaning that while I thought we were a little bit unprepared, we were in reality severely underprepared. I had an assassin set, which is already a very light armor set from our mods, that was not even upgraded for this fight. We had just kind of gotten so excited after killing Yagluth, and we thought that we were so deep into the Mistlands that we could go for this. And we weren't that far off of being able to do this, but we were definitely a little too underprepared, and that became more apparent as we died tons and tons of times over the course of about an hour and a half to 2 hours of this fight, and the Queen's health stayed pretty much stagnant, getting down at its lowest to still above half. So as much as it pains us, and as we were running out of food and arrows, as well as we realized that our armor was not upgraded to where it should be, we had to take a step back from the Queen. Now, we're going to come back to it this episode, but for now, we got to go back to base, prepare a little bit more, get everything that we could ever possibly want, and then come back. And like I said, we were not that far off. We just needed to upgrade and make sure that we had everything we needed a little bit better. So we kind of restarted the entire harvesting process. We made more sap taps, got more soft tissue, made a ton of refined Eitr, went back, I made my Tempest core, and then eventually my Tempest staff, which was going to be great for damage on the Queen, but but ultimately we made it for crowd control on all the smaller mobs because that's what we were having the biggest problem with, and then we could go back at the queen with Crom if this wasn't doing it for damage, and I actually got that one upgraded to tier 2, which I had never had before. On top of that, with all the refined Eitr we had and all of the soft tissue, I was able to upgrade my assassins to Carpus, which was actually one of the biggest upgrades in the entire set list because it gave me like 7 to 8 more armor, which normally I was only getting like 2 to 4 per upgrade. On top of that, we made a ton more arrows. Jake made a bunch of food. We got everything upgraded as much as we could. We had a bunch of meads as well as more making that would be ready during the fight in case we needed to refuel. And we sat down at his base to get our rested buff, recount everything that we had, make sure we had all the food that we needed. I had all of the Eitr food that I needed. We had all the arrows, potions, everything we could possibly want, and we headed back for the queen.
Oh my god. There's so many secrets on me.
Yeah, we left a lot in here. On top of all of my upgrades, Jake had also upgraded a bunch of his stuff for crowd control, like his lightning staff and a bunch of other things, and so we actually had quite the strategy here. I was taking on the queen from distance with the Tempest staff as well as hitting the seekers that Jake couldn't, and while I was waiting for my Eitr to regen, I was using my stamina to fire my bow, which we had made a ton of arrows for, leading me in this pretty much infinite cycle of damage that I could keep going on without running out. As long as I didn't get hit or swarmed by mobs, this cycle was going to work. On top of this, once we got all of the summons cleared, we both learned the roll mechanic. I was able to teach Jake it, and we were able to get up really close on the queen, do as much damage as we could with our swords, and then once she summoned, back off again to keep going.
I just need to do this for my health real fast.
Yeah. Holy shit, I'm on the other side of the stadium.
I'm going up.
That was good. That was good work.
That was great. That was really good.
Seekers are gone.
Nice, I got one. Oh, she spit on me. Thankfully that secret hit me out of the way. Cause look, he clutched. Oh wait, no, I'm still getting hit by it. Oh shit! I didn't know she was right there.
Yeah, shit.
Oh, what is that attack?
That's a new one, that's a new one, that's a new one.
It's trying to bite you. Oh, dude, I'm dodging these so well right now. Damn it, I'm trying to get behind her.
Now this time we brought it to her. We had a ton of stuff. This was getting way easier and we were doing a ton of damage. And we did have a couple mess ups where one or both of us died, but it was safe to say that in a very short amount of time compared to yesterday, we had the boss down below where we had it yesterday. We were getting the new attacks like the bite and the spit, and that meant that we were getting very deep into the fight.
Good damage, Alex.
Doing 350 a hit.
Oh, I know, that's crazy. Did you upgrade it?
I don't know. I did get a new knife though, which I think, or a new armor set, which I think fucks my slash a little, makes my slash a little stronger.
I just got a secret trophy off the ground.
And within about 20 minutes, we had her down to very low where we could start taking the final hits. As long as we played safe at this point, we were going to have it. Now, we did die a few more. Jake did die and I died a few more times, but this was it. We were going to get down and get our stuff and make our final push at the queen to get her down. You alive?
No, I died. She one hit me. Oh shit, I hope it didn't break my cape. Yeah, I don't think it did. I was pressing.
Oh, mine is damn near dead though. Forgot about mine.
Oh yeah, mine's fucked. I need to repair it. Are you fine for a second?
Mm-hmm.
Don't beat her.
You said don't beat her?
I'm just coming back. I'm not repairing. Beat the bitch.
Yep.
Just went under.
Okay, Seekers anyways.
Holy shit, dude! Like, where did she even come from? I got this secret if you want her. Alright, I'm with you.
Finish it.
Oh, she's healing fast. Yes!
Yes!
Long live the queen!
And with that, we could return the Queen's Head to the altar and further the series. But I want to talk to you guys about why we made this series and where it's going to go from here. This series was made to teach some of my friends how to play, enjoy a really cool mod pack, and beat the entire game. And the way we run it is we run it on one of my other computers while I play on this one, and then everyone else can join. This series is kind of crazy because it started about 3 months ago and it was never intended to turn into a series. Whenever me and my friends play games, because I have the storage too and because we really enjoy it, I always make sure to record it. And then at the end, say we play Ark servers, or we play Valheim servers, or we just play a game for the night, we play Repo for the night, we play something, anything. I record it and then I pull all the funny moments out of it. I put it on an unlisted private video on YouTube, and then we can go watch them back whenever we want and just kind of look at the fun times that we've had. It's a really good idea if you have the space and ability to do so. And if you like making videos, it's a really cool thing that you can do for you and your friend groups, because we have at least one night every couple months where we all go back and we look through, and it's something that we show people when they're kind of starting to play with us for the first time, or newer people to our friend group. We show them all the cool stuff that we have, and we have all of it to show everybody, which is awesome. And that's exactly what this series was. This series was us playing. It was never intended to be a YouTube series, but it turned into one because we got so much awesome stuff out of it, so many good events. However, when I came home to set up the server the next day, something really bad happened. My PC that I'm running this on is a 10-year-old laptop, and that 10-year-old laptop, after we killed the queen that night, decided that it was done, which means we lost the server. Now, that doesn't mean we're not going to keep playing this mod pack, doing this awesome stuff, and enjoying the fun times with my friends and me, as well as you guys, and some new people in the future, but it means that we're going to pretty much have to restart, which sucks and it pains me, but like I said, this happened all a few months ago, and I never knew it was going to become a YouTube series, and even when I started putting it on YouTube, I didn't really expect anybody to watch it. So, with that, we've planned to actually make a series with these mod packs, as well as some added ones, some edited ones, and a whole bunch of other stuff to continue the insane mod pack that we have and the love for it that you guys have shown it onto the next one. But we had to get a new PC, and because we lost the old PC, we lost the saves, we lost the world, and there was no really way to get it off because it was just a 10-year-old PC and it got bricked. I still don't know how, I still don't know what happened to it, but it's 10 years old. It sounded like a helicopter taking off every time it ran, and I was pretty sure it was going to die soon. I just didn't think it was going to make us lose our Valheim server. And like I said, on top of that, we didn't know it was going to become a series. So while losing the server sucked, it wasn't really a pain for anybody except for us at the time, and we didn't ever know it was going to be the ruiner of a series. But like I said, we're doing a new one. It will start coming out the next video that you guys will see will be a full movie of all the episodes together, in case you want to watch that all sewn up together. And then after that, we will have a modded series 2. It will have a bunch of insane stuff, which I'm going to show you guys the intro for now as a little sneak peek. Welcome to the most insane modded Valheim you will ever see. From seasons that actually impact the world, to dramatic terrain generation, and a world full of insane 5-star creatures and bosses, along with the deep north and even the chance for PvP when it matters most. But that is what we have right now. We have an insane new mod pack coming, a new PC to run it on, unfortunately. But like I said, this one's new, so this one won't cause us the problems that the last one did. We won't lose this one. We have a bunch of new people coming to play with us, and we are, like I said in the video, entertaining the possibility of PvP and a bunch of other stuff. So I hope you guys can move on with us to the new series. And the really good part about this is we know that we're making a series this time. We're not just making a fun video for me and my friends to watch back later. We're making it with it in mind that you guys are going to be watching, and we can do a little bit more normal things. A lot of people have mentioned that these videos seemed rushed or short, It's because we're not talking in any of it. We're very quiet in any of it, and we cut out parts of it, or I don't record parts of it because I didn't remember to. So we're going to make sure that that doesn't happen because we're recording it for you guys, and we know that that's where it's going. Either way, thank you guys so much for the support on the video. Watch the entire full movie of the series if you guys want to watch the entire thing, and if not, keep watching the reverse series, and I will see you guys in the modded season 2, where we will have the Deep North, PvP, a bunch of terrain generation tools, and a bunch of other awesome things that we'll show you guys as we get into it. And I'm so sorry that we lost the series because it really does suck, but like I said, nothing we could really do about it, and the best thing we can do is move on and make new stuff from it. And making new stuff is exactly what we will be doing. If you guys watch this all the way to the end, you are absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much for the support on this series, on this movie, on everything. This has been, like I said, truly insane. I never expected this many people to be this positive about any of my series or my channels when I started posting them, because that's not even what this entire thing was going to be for. We are working on season 2, and it's almost completely played through and about halfway edited, so you guys will start to see that very soon after the movie, as well as maybe some other Valheim content coming soon. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you watched all the way to the end. I'm currently trying to make it to 2,000 subscribers, like I said at the beginning, and if you could help me get there, that would mean a lot to me, and I will see you guys next time.